Hello.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Doing all right, just a little tired, but doing good. Um, I'll start with this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
That is, those mutton chops are upsettingly sick on you. They look really good.
So I got the chops. I got the mutton chops because of the subathon, and then I
Yeah.
walked out of the barber and went and met up with Paige, and my wife was like, "Hey,"
Yeah. Yeah. They look really
and
good.
I'm being told that the mutton. I'm being told that the chops are here to stay.
It's kind of weird how this joke has actually turned out to be a completely
Yeah,
flattering,
I guess it worked out.
perfect shape for your face. It looks dope.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it quite a lot.
you're that guy now. You're the expression.
Also, hey, don't have as much food getting lost in my face anymore.
That's
Have a
nice.
nice clean chin. Very nice.
The soup catcher is gone. You got
Yeah.
your yeah. There you go. That's a funny one.
That being said, when I walked in and to a barber that I got a highly reviewed barber because I don't want to fuck it up, I was like, "Hey man, I would like some mutton chops." And he went, "Really?"
Mhm. Mhm.
Which is an awesome start to that conversation. And he's like, "I've never done that before." I'm like, "Cool. Can you do it like this?" And I pulled out my phone and I showed him the expression. And he's like, "Okay, boss, whatever you want."
Now, the thing is that even though that works and like you have that look, you're now giving out the impression of being someone that is super not who you are.
Oh, dude, I was I don't have it with me. I think I took it back to the house. But I had my gigantic mirrored aviators on with my
Mhm.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 bass fishing shirt,
Mhm.
and I put all that shit on for BioShock Infinite, of course. And I put the headphones on and I put my bass hat on and my mirrored aviator sunglasses in this, and I was like, this is my I'm walking to the store or I'm taking the baby for a stroll. I don't want to fucking talk to you outfit. Like I don't want to talk to you. Don't talk to me.
But just the energy that chops give off, especially with accessories as you've mentioned, denotes a lifestyle that you do
Like
not
I should like
represent.
metal more than I do. Like right
Yes,
off the bat.
there should be something up on engine blocks in the garage that you're currently working on.
You guys want to listen to some Pantera and drink Bud Lights?
You should probably own some leather articles of clothing.
I don't. Instead, I just have this ugly little dog that I fawn over. Who's your little baby?
Yeah, so no, when you bait certain people around into, you know, thinking they got a new little trucker biker friend or something like that.
I'm really waiting for the moment where someone says something to me and expects me to go, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and for me to go, no. I don't know about that, Booker. I don't know about that.
But you've got opinions about Silksong. That's an unexpected, you know.
I have several. I have at least three opinions about Silksong. But let's start with Silksong in the other direction. Wooly, do you have any further opinions on Silksong?
I didn't boot it up.
Okay,
I didn't
so
go any
no,
further.
got it. We'll start there.
Mm-hmm.
So, as of about 1 o'clock, maybe midnight last night Pacific time, I got my 100% clear and have it in the bag for the proper true ending version of Silksong.
How soon?
Um,
How much time between having the ending or the boss accessible to you versus cleaning up?
45 minutes.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. I got to have a I got so I got a little up my own ass because why not? Because I've been so humble about Silksong for a bit. So I titled the stream, the second to last stream, nothing in Act 3 can stop me. It can't even slow me down. And I really like just pointed at the heavens with that one and was like, boy, I really hope something doesn't just completely fuck my shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing fucked my shit up. I actually just coasted through it like no problem and felt like a big man.
Oh yeah.
So as a big man, as a really big man who's very strong and muscular and smart, who totally crushed Silksong, I have some takeaways. The first one is the absolute bizarre nature that 100% completion does not actually mean you've done everything.
Because there's over 100%.
No, there are parts of the game's structure that just do not count for the percentage at all. One of those is filling the hunter's journal, which means fighting every enemy a certain percentage of times.
Okay. Sure.
And like 6 of them are optional bosses that don't give you anything at all other than a little badge that you can hang in your little house. It just goes, "Hey, you did it," but doesn't count for completion percentage.
I don't like that. I have no problem with things that have entirely intrinsic value, where it's essentially like, if you take your Braid Star as an example, where there's no achievement associated, it's like, whatever, that's fine. But if the percentage number is one we're playing with, either let it count so that it moves the percentage closer to 100, or go over 100 into 101, 102, right? Do that if you need to, but it should be something. There's a little itch that bugs me about there being something as significant as a boss fight equaling nothing on the percentile. The percentiles.
The percentage tracker in Silksong tracks quests, items, abilities, areas. It does not track bosses.
Feels weird, but it's fine.
It feels very strange, and I will talk incredibly vaguely about the game structure. It's a 3-act structure, in which the game expands further and further and further. But the 3rd act actually has like a really clear beeline through it of what to do and where to go, and has a lot of new stuff added to the overall game that you don't have to do and is just there for flavor.
Okay.
Because I hit the 3rd act with like 95% completion. Like I got like really close to the end.
Okay, and it almost sounds like you're describing a state change where you mainly have to get to a location, but you can go do other stuff if you feel like it.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I was like, I want to get my final 4 mask pieces, which is what I needed, and I want to polish off the 3 or 4 quests that are on the board, and then I want to go fight the final boss. Like the final finale final boss, which has hands, which has extreme hands, and is very, very good and very satisfying. Silksong's good game. Thumbs up on Silksong. Good game. I'd give that game a 10 out of 10. That's an excellent game.
I know your voice way too well.
Yeah, you know too well. Okay.
My ears are too attuned.
Silksong has like so I would call Hollow Knight a 10 out of 10, and I would call Silksong a 10 out of 10, but they don't share a lot of the same strengths and weaknesses. Playing as Hornet is more fun than playing as the pure as the knight.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. She moves faster. She has better air control. She has a wider variety of moves. She, like just moving around and platforming and playing as Hornet is like a big improvement.
Maxed out versus maxed out, of course.
Not even like a little bit. Like the fact that the knight never gets a run ever, so you're dashing everywhere. Like compared to Hornet's like sprint, I mean, that she gets immediately.
Outside of that, a character that is for the most part, a character in a sequel should be more fun than
Yeah,
the one from the prior. So yeah,
absolutely.
yes.
She looks cooler. She's a little more proportional. I like the needle better than the nail. All that stuff, right? Her itemization in that her tools and her crests and all that, like not the different moves you can unlock, but just the itemization, like compass or
Hmm.
magnetism for money or whatever,
Pick which ones. Yeah.
is way worse
Okay.
than the Hollow Knight charms.
Okay. Because so last week, I felt that was the case, and you did mention that you're like, well, what if you could change the whole move set? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Well, now we're getting interesting. If there's an idea that says you can mix and match certain move sets with different balance of, what if you want compass and pickup and this
What if you want,
red,
tons of attack
yellow.
weapons like Castlevania, or you want
Right. And that was like okay, so we're gonna give you options for your build instead of the full freeform smashing charms into your slots, right?
So the issue is, and this is really strange. So they took the criticism of so in Hollow Knight you had charms, and charms you just had, I think it was like 5 slots total, and you could fit anything you wanted
More than
there.
that.
What was it? How many was that?
There was
in Hollow Knight?
10. It was like there's a bunch of
What?
them.
Hollow Knight Anyway, so let's say there were 10, right? 5 charms, nearly 10, 11. Wow. Okay. So yeah, let's say there were 10. You could equip all of them at once, and they had no designation or classification, right? Some took 2 slots.
Yep.
Some took 1, yada. And so it was this thing of like, well, do I want the compass, which is the single best navigational item in the game, but I'll be 1 charm weaker, right? In Silksong, it's been split into active tools, which I would call like Castlevania sub weapons, throwing a knife or throwing a boomerang or some shit. Passive buffs like faster heal or heal more or poison damage on your tool attacks. And then what I would call utility, which is the compass, the charm that makes it so when you get hit, you don't get knocked back, the charm that magnetizes currency to your character, stuff like that. So there's a weird problem is that there are like, you get enough slots for like 4 utility charms. There are not 4 good utility charms. There are 3. That's fucking weird.
And everything
and on the other side is the blue charms, which are passive buffs. All of them are good. All of those ones are excellent, but you can only carry like 2 or 3.
Right. Okay. And you also don't have weighting applying, like charms that had weighting, right? Where something could take up multiple slots.
Yeah, no, everything takes a certain amount of
One
slots.
is
The main
one,
thing
right?
is that your moveset determines how many of the different colored slots you have.
Yeah. Okay. So
Right?
no,
So, like there's one that has like 3 red slots, so you can have like tons of sub weapons.
yeah. No, my first impression of this was that, like, yeah, I was like, I don't like the lack of freedom there. And then the other thing too was that well, I guess this could still technically apply, but not really. In the case of Hollow Knight, like if you had to go sit down and hammer out a hard boss, right? And if the plan was to just focus on that, take a bench outside and go for it, then you would take off all your navigational charms and put on combat focus charms for that fight, and then switch it back when you're done.
So that happens in Silksong, and what it is you're changing your entire crest. So you're changing from your navigation moveset that has the really, really, really good pogo that's trivial to the I'm gonna fucking fight a boss moveset that has like a longer range or has more damage abilities, and then you'll just have like the charms and tools you want slotted into those to go. So when you're switching between them, you're not going like, how much should I mix and match this? It's going, no, I'm going from my platforming moveset to my boss killing moveset.
Okay,
and it's all set up and ready for me to go.
But the fact that you're losing a slot to a navigational color, no matter what, isn't like taking away something that you would,
No, it's in fact the navigational ones are like, there were a couple that I picked and I put them on every single one and I never changed them because they're not. The compass is the good one. The compass is the one that you need,
Hmm.
and if you need money, it's the one that magnetizes money to you.
But
And I ran that shit on every build that allowed 2 yellow charms the whole game.
yeah, I guess I'm just saying, like, I would rather take both of those off and put fight things in there for a boss fight, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
But you can't, because the yellows don't have anything that make you stronger for a
this
fight,
is what is bugging me about that
right?
system. Yeah, yeah.
So the knight was able to mix and match his build to more properly accommodate any particular challenge, right? Hornet has a bigger focus on, you know what you're gonna have to do to beat this boss. You're gonna have to fucking fight your ass off and just fucking lock in.
Hmm.
That's what you're gonna do.
Hmm. Don't get touched.
Um,
Hmm.
there's and so now we get to like the difficulty part, and after crushing that game, and having no troubles, I think that that game has a fairly unique difficulty problem that I've yet to see in anything ever. So the platforming is, I would say, consistently difficult. I would say the average platforming it expects you to do after about 3 or 4 hours is significantly tougher than anything you would expect outside of a core platformer. I would say it is like asking like Celeste minus 20% on average for all platforming sections.
Okay. And this is again a revisit to the conversation. You know, is it okay for a sequel to pick up where the escalation left off?
Yeah, I know it's a straight line. It's
You know,
that curve just goes right up.
can part two of a game start where the last one left off and ask the player to, yeah, that's where we were, so now take it from here.
And I think that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the combat, which is I'm going to say traversal combat, which is like, enemies out in the world,
Mm-hmm.
or there's a lot of arena fights where they lock you in and throw a bunch of enemy combinations at you, and the enemy combinations are pretty devious. And then there are boss fights, right? I think those are pretty tough on average, but like they're not crazy. I think the issue, and I think what's like slamming people into the floor, is that the game wants you to do, like, let's say 75% of your personal ability platforming, and then land on a platform and fight like a fairly difficult batch of 2 enemies and get immediately back into the platforming, and then fight a couple enemies, and then the heavy platforming, and then the hard boss that you're actually stuck on. And there's 2 particular bosses in the game that require a run back, and one of which is the judge. And I got that run back down to like 65 seconds and never took a hit of damage doing it.
Okay.
Like just wall bouncing and dashing over to where I needed to go. And I was able to do that boss fight maybe 15 times in a 45-minute period, and it took me 12, 13, 14 tries, and I beat it. And I was like, got it. If I was not absent-mindedly annihilating the platform section prior to that boss, it would have taken 3, 4, 5 times as long, because I would be getting to the boss hurt and frustrated and sweaty walking in the door.
So this is reminding me of Hollow Knight, where some of those runs would be super trivialized and made easy so that you had a clean fight against the boss, but it would cost you resources, right? You would use your fucking soul bug milk. It's bug milk in the little, it fills up, and then it's all white liquid. You'd be using your soul on the way to trivialize the enemies, and then get to the boss and be like, well, I'm out of soul, so I got to do this clean. Or you try to do those enemies clean and then take damage and then get into the boss fight, and then you pick one or the other, right?
Yeah. So I remember those runs, and they are a joke compared to the average run back to a boss Silksong expects. And there is one in particular that is maybe the only part of the game that I'm like, this feels like genuinely sadistic, where there is a secret bench that is hidden behind a secret wall. But if you don't find the secret bench, you are doing like a 15-minute run back through an entire zone
Mm.
to get back to the boss. Now, luckily, the boss is not that tough, but like I can easily see it like causing people to super crash out because it can take, it took me 12 to 15 minutes to do that run. If you are not crushing it platforming wise, it could take you like half an hour. And even if you beat it in 5 tries, we're talking like 2.5, 3 hours on one guy.
Does Silksong also have the what I just described, where you can spend
No.
you know, to get through it faster and then get to the boss?
No.
And no, okay, you just got to do it clean every time.
You're gonna have to do the platforming while being attacked by enemies.
All right, okay.
You can spend the ultimate resource of time to kill enemies and do the zone properly on your way back up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I know.
I think that the combination of what it is asking for you to get back to some of those bosses is unnecessarily cruel for some players. And you know that it's a balancing problem, because there are bosses in the end game that are really quite difficult that have no run back at all. There is essentially a bench in front of their
in front of the
door,
boss, yeah.
and these are the only bosses that Team Cherry was like, no, you can't make people do a run back to this one. That'd be too hard. But you guys should have extended that backwards to like the fucking halfway
others.
point of the game.
Okay.
Because it's ridiculous otherwise.
So whoever was on the team that was their cutoff point for difficulty being reasonable basically set that bar too high.
Way too high.
Yeah.
And no, it's not for difficulty, it's for frustration. Right?
Mm.
Because I don't think any of the bosses are actually, no, there's one boss that's like, I would say it's actually like fucked up and designed badly, and it's a fucking trash fire. Savage Beastfly 2 is fucked up. Like when I beat the game and I got 100%, I said if there was only one part of this game that sucked ass, it is Savage Beastfly 2 is fucked up. That is a terrible boss fight. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. God awful. Just terrible. But I think it is their the threshold for frustration of like they thought the average player was going to hit it like I did.
Right.
And like that's not the reality at all.
Also, even if you were super good at Hollow Knight, again, that was 7 years ago. You know what I mean? That was
it's not a really applicable set of skills. Like Hornet requires like a way faster reaction time on a lot of her stuff.
I'm kind of reminded of I think it was the show Fear Factor back in the day, where like there was one dude on the staff that would just do everything and be like, "Oh yeah, that's easy, that's fine, that stunt's no problem," and therefore,
you can throw it at the randoms.
You can throw it at the average contestant. It's like, nah, dude, you're nuts. That's crazy. You know.
It also provides like a very weird problem. So the Beast Crest is a crest that allows you to like kind of fight bosses like a little dumber, because its heal is actually just like every damage you do heals a pip instead of I stand there and heal. So it's a very in your face, like I'm just going to stand here and fight the boss thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem with the Beast Crest is for any boss that requires platforming, its pogo is suicidal. It has like a very awkward curve where it goes forward for a little bit and then curves straight down. It is dog shit for platforming. So if you have to platform to get back to the boss, fucking tell the Beast Crest to go fuck itself.
And you can't switch unless you're at a bench.
Yeah, it's a bench switcher. Another nitpick, I think that by far the most fun crest and the most interesting crest in the whole game being locked to the game's final 1% is fucking stupid.
Oh,
It's fucking stupid. And
is
I
it
don't mean like you hit 99% and then it unlocks. I mean, it's like it's in a hidden area that you can only unlock in the very, 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 very end of the game.
is it meant to be a new game plus
No,
thing?
it's meant to be. It's just meant to be a really cool thing
Okay.
to have.
Hmm.
And I really loved it, and was just like, man, I wish I had the ability to play through more of the game with this thing. And I know it's not for balancing because the strongest crest in the game by far can be unlocked like pretty early, and you can actually break the game super hard. Um, the other thing is that Silksong has what I would call an anti Elden Ring problem, in that the more people, let's say there was a boss mentioned that got nerfed a little bit called Moorwing,
Hmm.
right? And Moorwing is pretty tough. It's not the end of the world, but he's got some gumption to him. And so the usual advice would be like, well, why don't you look around and see if there's something you can find that would make the fight easier? Maybe you can get more health.
Hmm.
Maybe you can get more silk, which silk spool, which is your MP.
Hmm.
Maybe you can get a cool tool or a crest or whatever. And what I found to be the case is that um it almost never makes you meaningfully stronger to find anything. Traversal, absolutely, that's really good. But out of 57 tools, I would say that there are like 5 strong ones. And they're really, really fucking strong. Like they're crazy busted. Like you guys didn't do a numbers pass on how effective these tools were. Busted. Um,
I mean,
but like usually you'll get like a blue, passive upgrade, and you're like, yeah, that's okay. It's not going to
yeah.
help me beat Morwing though.
Well, in a lot of cases, it's like this will allow you to make one more mistake, or this will allow you to hit the boss one less time, or something to that effect. Or
So
get in
the
there a
weapon
little easier.
upgrade is very important.
Yeah.
The health upgrade is bordering on meaningless. So you start with 5 pips. I think you start with 5 pips, right? And you can get to up to 10 of health, right? So most enemies do 2 pips of damage, right?
Hmm.
This means when you get your first 4 mask pieces and upgrade to 6 pips of health, you have not actually increased your health at all,
Because things
because
are
it
still
still
hitting you
takes
for 2.
enemies 3 hits to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you actually need 8 masks to feel any difference at all. And after that, you would need 8 more masks to feel any difference. And getting the last mask piece feels like nothing has changed in any way.
Hmm.
The only thing it really does is that since you heal 3 pips of health at once, in fringe cases, you can end up like maximizing your healing
Right.
to a
Right.
degree, but
Right.
it's like the difference between like starting game health and end game health is 2 extra hits in a boss fight.
And yeah, well, yeah, and if you work tactical healing into it, then
But like
it adds up.
it's really, really bananas. It's like it so when I'm like smashing my head against a boss and I'm like, maybe I can search for mask fragments, finding 3 fragments that don't upgrade my health, or 5 that upgrade my health once, but the boss does 2 hits, and so it doesn't actually change how many hits or mistakes I can make during the boss. Like it's not meaningful to explore to get stronger outside of a couple of very insanely overtuned sub weapons and buffs, which are so ridiculously much better than their counterparts. It's genuinely unbelievable. Do you remember in Hollow Knight there was like the I forget what it was called, but it was the build that you just cover yourself in flies and bugs and it would just shoot out like the
Oh,
minion
gross
build.
thing. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a version of that for Hornet,
Okay.
and it is wildly busted. It's super crazy busted. It is by far the strongest thing in the game. I stopped using it because it was so good. You can put out 4 little minions like before you walk into a boss fight, and they attack the boss during the title boss intro when you're frozen.
Ah, sick. Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
start fighting the fucking boss early.
In the stop time. That rules.
Yeah, and it's like there's no fucking way that
Yeah.
was on purpose.
Hell yeah. Scum that shit out. That's great.
And each
It's-
time they buzz in and attack, it does like one needle hit worth.
That's
So if all 4 attack
phenomenal.
and you swing, that's like 5 hits.
Yeah, that's phenomenally good. Okay.
It is going to okay. If you don't have the cog flies or haven't been using them in Silksong, you have like 2 weeks to fucking use them as hard as you can because it's gonna get nerfed.
It's getting touched.
It's Street Fighter 4 Sagat. It's going to get nerfed for sure.
The way you're describing this reminds me of like bosses where you start hitting a soft cap on in a Souls game on like increasing your HP by 1 pip or 2. The number goes up a little bit, but you're fighting a boss that's like, I don't care if you're at max health, this thing hurts, and that's the end of that. You know?
There was a boss that I threw down the cog flies, and so the little minions, and I threw down I think they're tacks. They're like thumbtacks, right? They damage enemies that stand on them, and I tossed those out before activating a boss and skipped like multiple phases on it so hard during its own intro that the music never started.
Wow. Okay.
So like, yeah, no, there are definitely tools in this game to like nullify a significant proportion of the game's challenge, but like the strong options in Silksong are like 15-20 times stronger than the normal options. Like they are crazy.
I'm curious about your approach in this type of game where there's 2 things I notice about hitting a wall on something, right? You can look and you can go, okay, either I will, as you've learned the boss move set, you can either go, that move keeps fucking me up when I try to hit, so I'm going to stop trying to even engage with that move and just treat it as a get the fuck out of there, take no damage. Or you can go the other way and say, I need to sneak more hits in, more risky, earlier in the fight to like speed this process up because my survivability is not going to get longer, right?
Okay, so I have option 3 for you.
Well, both of these things as you play are going to happen at the same time, and as you learn it more, it's going to improve. But I'm kind of just more so like, do you tend to go for the first initially, or do you go for more survivability?
No, I go for the third one. There is a correct answer to this move that is giving me a problem, and I need to find it. There is a movement pattern that I can do, or there is a way that I can mitigate this that I can do that will break this move. And I just need to figure out what it is. If you have beaten Silksong, you can go look at on my YouTube channel. You can look at the final part where I fight the final boss, in which you can see per attempt I go, I don't know how to deal with that. Maybe if I jump this way, maybe if I jump this way, maybe I need to jump that way.
Yes, okay.
And then I go and I figure out, oh, it's jump up and then dash and then fall and then run.
Well, no, so that is the second option I've described. So that is effectively, learning to deal with it, handle that move, evade it in the right way, and then when you get comfortable with that, maybe even sneak a little hit in.
Yeah, sneak the hit in sneaking the hit in is. So I think I understand why Cherry wanted you to do so much like above average difficulty platforming on the ways to bosses, because what they want you to do is learn the boss pattern and be comfortable enough with Hornet's movement that you can sneak in there, dash in,
Yeah.
stab him once and dash out.
Right. Right.
Or exactly when a boss attack goes like a wave across the stream that you can go, oh, I can double jump that, or I can wall jump and grapple that, and then tag the boss and pogo them. Like
Okay.
every
Yeah.
single time a boss goes along the floor in this game, pogo them.
You've got a pogo.
Like every single fucking time, unless they're wearing like a helmet or like a big skull or something.
Yeah. No. As they say, when somebody tells you you keep spamming a move, the answer to that is, well, you keep spamming a mistake.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Learn what that is, and I know.
It is an incredible game that is much larger than it appears, which is kind of a crazy thing to say because it appears extremely large. There are a bunch of cool routing situations where there's like strange ways into zones that you wouldn't think you'd be able to. There's a hidden move in your base move set that is built for complicated routing. If you click in on the right analog stick, Hornet uses a piece of silk to do a taunt. And the taunt brings enemies closer to her. So if you're standing at a goofy platform and taunt a flying enemy over, you can use them to pogo up into sections you would not think are possible.
That would have saved some time instead of waiting for the pattern of the fly to do its laps. Yeah. There's a taunt to bring him closer. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
God damn. All right.
Yeah, Hornet's great. The game's story as it is, which is fairly simple, is great. There's some nice twists in there, like genuine, proper twists. Your long-term antagonist Lace is great.
Nice, good.
The
Good name.
remarkable and ridiculous span of different types of environments is fantastic. I said it last week. I spent most of the game thinking I was like halfway through. I spent maybe 80% of the game going, I guess I'm about 55, 60%.
When you walk into a vertical like area in Silksong where bodies of warriors are falling onto the platforms and you're like barely anywhere in the game, but it feels like you're like, oh, this must be an important area. It's like, no, this is just a zone that has that as a set piece to it. Yeah, are we like hitting that level of presentation and
oh yeah, no, it's absolutely gorgeous. There's even a bunch of what I'd call single-use tile sets.
Okay.
Where you have like a wildly different environmental design and particle effects and all that for a very, very small sequence.
How is the I guess I'll just say like runtime to credits compared to Hollow Knight?
So I took 42 hours to 100%. Now you need to if you're gonna 100% the game for realsies, as in not look up anything and not have anyone whisper in your ear when you miss that thing. I do 50, 55. I had a fairly good intuition. Like I would have probably beat it at 45 and just not gotten some of the mask upgrades.
Did it feel
as for like where to go, I would have gotten I've probably gotten there in like 45, 46 instead of 42.
And no feeling of drag on that?
No. So my opinion of Silksong is going to be massively, massively positive compared to many people. There was not a single point in the entire game that I got stuck for more than 40 minutes. Like nowhere. Like absolutely at no point did I ever actually get properly stuck.
Okay.
And so I'm like, wow, the pacing was incredible. And every 2 hours there was a new area and I was getting new tools the whole time. And it was just this magical, wonderful experience. And then I just think to people who are like in my chat that are like, I spent like the entire day on Morwing, didn't beat him.
That's a
Like
different experience.
that is a pacing annihilator. The other thing that I was thinking about, like, you know, because Dark Souls has lots of runbacks and Elden Ring has tons of runbacks, right? But in Dark Souls, when you do a run back to a tough boss, you fight your way to that tough boss, which is your warm up for fighting the tough boss.
Sometimes you sprint and roll and fucking
well, that's when you're getting goofy with it. But in Silksong, most of the runbacks to bosses are just pure platforming. They're not actually fighting.
Okay.
And so you're not actually getting better at fighting the boss at all, or even using your own abilities to fight the boss, because you're just platforming. I will say one thing that's really annoyed me about the way people talk about Silksong, and maybe this is just me being like a negative Nancy. I can't stand the way everyone refers to 2 masks of damage as double damage. I hate it. It's not double damage, because that would imply that that enemy had the same attack that did half as much. No, what you're saying is that in Hollow Knight, things did 1 pip of damage, and in Silksong, many attacks do 2 pips of damage. That's not double. That attack is just stronger.
Yeah, some things in Zelda do different hearts worth of damage, and that's that. That's fine.
Like double means that there's 2 attacks and one is the same and the other just does twice as much.
But I suppose one would expect that the 1 pip would be the baseline default unit in a game, so that when you start multiplying it, it indicates more power, strength, and difficulty, as opposed to the default being automatically 2. You know?
The reason why that is because the knight is tough and the hornet's fast.
Right.
So they want, like, if the knight was in Silksong, he would take 1 pip of damage from nearly all these
enemies and such. Right.
And then some of those enemies would be violently difficult to deal with his moveset because he's not fast enough. Like it would be some of those bosses would be miserable with the knight's moveset.
There's always almost like that depraved style run of just like avoid it all and then take a swing or shoot a fireball out when you get an opening, and then for the most part you're evading for most of the fight.
There's a build you can use that you don't have to attack.
Interesting.
You don't have to attack at all. It'll take a really long time.
Interesting.
But you can totally actually just focus exclusively on defense. I used it for a little bit, and I found that it was cool that it exists, but that I was like, I want to hit things. I want to hit things with my sword.
Okay. So, all in all,
great game, with the caveat that it really demands that you lock in super hard. Like, it is a straight line up from Godmaster. Like, it is not a straight line up from Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight's Dream No More ending. It is a straight line up from like the Godmaster DLC for Hollow Knight.
The DLC. Yeah. Okay.
And I think I really genuinely think this thing should have had 2 difficulty levels. I think it should have had the one they have now, and I think it should have had the one that everything just does half as much damage as it does right now.
I mean, but Souls game difficulty levels, people don't want to get into that, but there's also multiplayer summoning and other elements to mitigate, right?
Give them baby mode. Call it grub mode, whatever.
I mean, probably more so an in-game way to do that for elegance, instead of like select a different item, menu item. The things where you can summon for boss fights in Souls games, or the things where you can put on an accessory.
There are occasionally NPCs that will help you, but I never found one. I never found one NPC to help me with any boss fight, though apparently a bunch of them can.
Hmm. But at the same
Um,
time,
hold on a second. Just hold on a second. When
yeah.
you describe like, well, souls things, that's a really bad example
Okay.
because souls allow you to numerically empower your character.
Yes.
Silksong does not allow you to numerically empower your character in any meaningful way.
Okay, but I'm using souls not as an example of powering up, though, for the difficulty. I'm using it as an example of if you don't want to have a main menu that says normal and then hard mode, you can put a thing in the game that the player can do to optionally choose to make the game easier, such as bring your friends along for the run, or put on an accessory that is effectively an easy mode thing, but it's within the same difficulty world game you've started, as opposed to a main menu distinction, you know?
I don't think there's all that much that could be done. I think that people complaining about like the bosses and stuff like that is actually like you will take like a contact tag off of an enemy and take 2 pips of damage and then fall into a spike for 2 more pips of damage.
Well, you
Like
fall
that's
into a
4
spike,
out of
and
your
that's
starting 5.
fall onto a spike, and that's that, right? That's a reset position.
Yeah, and so resets your position and now you're down 90% health. And like I think they actually toned down all the spike damage in the last patch. I think they toned down the spike damage from 2 to 1 last week, specifically off of that complaint.
You know, it's kind of funny to imagine this light is bugging me. Hold on a second. Sorry. It's
Yeah, it's right in your face.
yeah. It's funny to imagine a like a lot of the time these things happen as a result of something gaining more popularity and accessibility and reaching a larger audience, you know, in a world where this game was as popular as Hollow Knight was, or less of a huge build up to its release. There's probably less of a discussion about, you know, some of this.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, you're allowed to make a hard game if you want to make a hard game, you know. That's
You're allowed to do
yeah,
anything.
you could
I'm
do,
saying that
yeah.
like it would
Would it be
probably
best as a product
I
to
totally agree with that.
Mhm.
And so like it's one of these things. It's like I would not feel super comfortable saying this had I not just stomped the final boss out in like 40 minutes last night, like no problem. Like I feel very comfortable saying that I beat the shit out of Hollow Knight Silksong in a very fast pace.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I loved it. I was in a perfect eustress flow state like the whole time. I stream video games all day.
Mhm.
like,
Mhm. Mhm.
like it's 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 weird that the game's difficulty starts at like 90% of Hollow Knights instead of like even 50% and then rising up to 150,
What wait,
right?
what did you what stress? What did you say?
Eustress, EU stress.
You stress.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a beneficial
Let's
stress for flow.
let's learn.
Um but
Moderate or normal psychological stress interpreted as being beneficial.
um so like there's some ant enemies in a very early area, right? Those ant enemies have more moves. You can encounter the ants in like the first 45 minutes, right? Those ant enemies have more moves than the first like 4 or 5 bosses in in Hollow
And
Knight.
Hollow Knight, yeah, yeah. I mean, first boss has
Like
one move. It's
like
yeah, yeah.
it is awesome how complex and interesting all the new stuff is. But like the ramp, it like I played the Hollow Knight 7 years ago. Most people played that game 6 or 7 years ago if they did. And a lot of people are coming in new. There's like no ramp
Mm-hmm.
at all. It's like just go. And like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go right now. But it's like it's super extreme. Also, the beginning of the game has an inverted difficulty curve.
You power up and get the ability to crush things harder as you unlock all
No,
your
it's your
stuff.
expertise. Like basically, you get like the first act is the hardest, and then the second act is pretty tough. But you do actually have some good upgrades, but you're very comfortable with your character's movement. And then the third act, you all have had your good upgrades like for 20 hours, and even if stuff is getting stronger, it's not getting that much stronger.
Yeah. I honestly think game difficulty as a discussion is just going to exist forever in the industry
Of
because,
course.
yeah, because, creators are objective people with their own outlooks on, what things should feel like for new players and, what games are for. And everything is usually made as a reflection of whatever that creator experienced as a kid and what they cherish. So it's just going to be like some games are going to be made because some people want freak beasting as part of their menu, and others are going to be like, no, we want everyone who buys this to enjoy it. And then some are going to look at it and say, yeah, but I spent money on it, therefore I should have the ability to not feel like I'm getting bounced out by it, and it's always going to come up to how the developer feels about that piece, in the same way that movies will offer up an explanation for things when it's not necessary, and then sometimes it'll cut to black and play Don't Stop Believin' over the credits,
So I think that I can only speculate because I don't know Team Cherry, but I think Team Cherry doesn't realize that they are out of touch with the level that people play games at.
Well, if they dodged the complaints and the level of like bullshit that's been building while developing the game, while being insulated from it, yeah, I would say that it's not just complaints not reaching them.
I
It'd
think
be a
that
lot
they
of things not
actually
reaching them.
like failed in their intended difficulty curve because they forgot that everyone else is not them. Do you know what I mean? Like when I think about the Souls series, and I realize, and you think about how Hidetaka Miyazaki hasn't actually played almost any of them, and just uses all his not like he played through Elden Ring recently for the first time, start to finish, and was like, "Yeah, I'm not good at them, so I used all the tricks that I know from being the game's director."
Okay,
Right?
okay. But by that same token, so Lies of P, which you said is really good, and it's
Excellent,
right.
absolutely stellar.
Does Lies of P kind of have you walking in there going, I know you fought the Orphan of Kos, and we're coming in with that expectation. As a new player, we're going to treat you as somebody who's handled that challenge.
So that is a really, really, really good example, because when the DLC came out, the very excellent Lies of P DLC came out, it also came out with multiple difficulty modes that they added to the game.
Okay. Because, the other thing that I always am reminded of is how a game comes out, it's a new thing in a genre, it gets created, and then after that, a lot of fans make derivative things or homages that enter that genre, and it's like people who have gotten used to this, that want more from it, that want to see it pushed further, they build and build and build, and so there's a level where that floor goes higher and higher for the expectation of what you're going to have to accomplish.
So Lies of P is really interesting. There are multiple reasons why those difficulty levels got added. One of which is they felt that the base game might be too tough for the average game player. The second of which, way more interesting, is that the DLC came out, but lots of people were on like New Game Plus or New Game Plus Plus. And so the DLC on those levels would be fucked up. They'd be crazy.
Scaled.
It was the old hunter's problem.
Okay.
So if you were on like New Game Plus Plus or some shit,
and then it comes out,
you can tone the fucking difficulty down so that it becomes back to like a normal fucking game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then alongside the easier difficulty modes, once you beat the DLC, you unlock the ability to actually fight every boss in the game in a boss rush mode or like solo, for like, high scores and little medals, which also includes multiple extra escalating difficulty levels. Like you can fight the final boss of the DLC on like extra difficulty 5, in which he feels like a fucking Dark Souls Kaizo hack. It's fucked. So they expanded it into both directions.
Okay. So yeah, then just put a little easy mode accessory in the main game and call it a day. That's it. You
Have it take a charm.
put the hat on,
Put
and
it.
then everything.
Put a charm out that fucking, I don't know, decreases contact damage by 1.
Sure, gives you a little bit more control over your healing or your the ability to make mistakes or something. A shield that regenerates and absorbs a hit.
So you want to hear something really interesting? So there was Berserker, the first Kazan, that Souls-like game by Bandai Namco, I think. The anime game about DNF. The first Berserker.
Yes.
So they were like, because they look at the metrics, right? They look at the achievements. They're like, wow, a lot of people are getting stuck. A lot of people are getting stuck in the game, right? We should put out a easier difficulty so that people who have bought the game are more likely to finish it. And then they got more data off of that, and they discovered something that I have been wondering for a really long time. There is finally primary source data point to confirm it. When people are playing a Souls-ish game or a harder action game, people on average would rather quit playing it entirely than turn the difficulty down. All the data they got was they found an extremely small amount of people turn the difficulty down, and most would just quit entirely.
Right. Okay. The pride point. And the fact that you're coming along to this type of game to begin with is qualifies your personality type and what type of gamer you are.
Which really it reminds
easy
me
mode
of
is now selectable.
That,
how fucking dare you?
Reminds me of the way that puzzle games are designed, in that it's not important that you make a puzzle that requires a smart player to solve. What's important is that you make puzzles that make the player feel smart for solving them. And the action game equivalent is that you want it to be hard enough that the player feels good that they accomplished it, but not so hard that they don't actually accomplish it at all. But that's a problem because every single person has a totally different skill set. I think Elden Ring might have the best default difficulty of any game that has ever existed. I think Elden Ring might be one of the best design games ever made, because the strength of I will go somewhere else and maybe find something easier or get stronger is so perfect for everyone. It is absolutely incredible.
There's also always somewhere else to go. Like hours and hours in, there's always some brand new thing to be like, I'll just go there instead, right? If this particular pathway is not working out for me. I was going to say on the puzzle bit that solving puzzles in Baba Is You never felt good.
No.
Solving puzzles in Baba Is You was always anger at the game.
It felt like I fell into them, and like I would go like, I guess that worked.
It was a hearty, oh fuck you, as the solution popped off and you moved to the next level.
Yeah, no, it didn't feel good ever.
Interesting. Okay. All right, good stuff, Silksong.
But Silksong's great. 10 out of 10. Incredible game. If you have not played Hollow Knight and you're interested about Silksong, I would highly playing Hollow Knight.
Highly recommend.
Not just because it's a direct sequel, but also because you will find out if you want to keep going on that difficulty curve at the end of Hollow Knight.
It's a good game, and it expects that you have learned the skills up to this point.
Like, the final boss of Hollow Knight is a fucking chump compared to almost everything past the 20% mark in Silksong. There are even redos of that style of boss fight that are dramatically harder, and they're not like even important. They're like,
I would say
there's a mid boss at like the 25% mark that is way tougher than the final boss of Hollow Knight.
I would say final boss of Hollow Knight is super squashed by DLC of Hollow Knight.
Yeah,
in its own right, before you even get to Silksong, you know. massively trivialized. So, yeah. Okay.
Very good game. I like it.
Very cool. I guess so just to jump in here, the only thing I really have personally was getting some 2xKO in.
Yeah, I also got some
which you did
2xKO
do
in.
as well. So yeah, that's a
So before we get into that, what we need to talk about, I briefly mentioned this on my stream like 3-4 days ago. We need to talk about a discussion that you and I had very quickly at the end of last week's podcast, where I joked during the podcast that if Teemo and Blitz got into the game at launch, I would take back everything negative I ever said about 2xKO and would in fact say, good game. I really like it. And I kind of jokingly said that, and we all had a good laugh. But of note is that I really, really meant it.
Yes.
I was not actually joking at all. I
Correct.
was so for real.
Yes. That was
and I have maintained that decision.
Yeah.
This is a really good game.
I knew.
This is a really, really good game.
I knew when you said it because I know that's your thing. And like, yeah, clarifying in case anyone thinks there's a bit there. It is not a bit. So yeah. This 2xKO now is out there.
Still terrible name though. Holy fuck. God awful.
Okay.
Terrible name.
But here's what I'm gonna give you. Here's what I'm gonna give it, right? Have you happy birthdayed someone to death?
I have not, but I have seen it.
When you happy birthday someone to death, which is when you kill both characters at the same time, the announcer pops up and says 2xKO, and it's like,
it's cute.
There it's it cute. Is. You killed both characters at the same time. And that's your little, Expedition 33 counters,
Yeah.
They said the thing. But so yeah, now we're here, we're playing the latest patch, latest update. Bunch of balance changes, bunch of damage changes.
Huge improvement over the last closed alpha.
It fucking rules. It's so fun, man.
It's really fucking great.
Fun. I love that at no part of this conversation do we have to mention netcode, because hey, guess what? It's been flawless the entire time.
You know what? We
End
should.
Of story.
We should though. I've played maybe 30 or 40 matches a day since the closed beta came out. I have not even seen a single frame of latency.
It's insane. It's insane how perfect the game just runs.
Literally perfect. It feels and acts local on every single fucking match.
I had a hiccup in the intro as the intros were loading up, and there's like a sync issue there, and then the actual fight ran fine. Phenomenal. So everything on that is great. Completed the tutorial. You get your 2 tickets, so you go buy your 2 characters. And
then after a week you buy your 3rd character.
So it takes about 3 days of playing, it felt like, to get enough to buy your 3rd character, really.
Yeah.
Extremely generous with the rate of coins or in-game XP to buy stuff with. Of note,
though, and this is really important to the game's later economy and complaining, is that the characters cost 10,000 credits, and 10,000 credits is the cap.
Right.
So you can stockpile enough money for 1 character.
You can stock up 1, which is what Riot did with their other games, right? That's
You know why they did that?
Yeah, so that you can't just eliminate the entire rollout process.
Well, that's what happened to League. People who started playing League at the beginning ended up stockpiling like 15 years worth of character unlock currency,
and so you never have to engage with any of the
and that's when the skin shit started to go crazy.
Yeah. So that's that. I get it. Even or Valorant, where they let you go a little bit above the number,
a little bit,
but not enough for 2.
Yeah.
But so here's it's about 10,000 currency to buy a character. But then, notably, about 7,000 to buy a color that you want.
Crazy expensive.
Yes.
A character is only 30% more than a color.
Because we want you to get the character and gameplay stuff easy, and we want you to spend more time getting your cosmetics or your little taunt of the
And
thumb,
also, now that I have all the characters and there's no character on the horizon, I'm going to be spending the next 6,500 credits on the red color for Blitz.
There you go. I just didn't even buy Jinx because I'm like, I don't care, you know. But you get for people asking, if you do your dailies, you get about 2K, I'd say. So you know. Yes.
2XK.
Sure. Yeah, you get about 2,000 to 2,500 for doing a daily. So it's not that a day. Yes. So then, on that. Okay, so I've basically just been playing with Vi and Alawi. And Alawi's as great as she's been. They made some changes or whatever, and all that's fine.
She's really strong.
She's strong. She's fun. The stuff they took away, there's some stuff she can do. Nothing much to say there. Vi is fucking great. Vi is a whole lot of fun, and she's all the things I want my boxer to do. And there's absolute gaps to her pressure, so you can't just do it all for free.
It doesn't feel like there are gaps to her pressure.
There are holes, and you can hit those holes. You can blow her up if you know what she's doing is not real. But the ability to just dash in there and just put some fists on people is a whole lot of fun. It's very, very cool in particular that she has like Electric Wind God Fist style, like perfect charge, combo sequences. So you can swag if you want to swag and show off and do some fancier combos that like have harder to execute moves in them. But overall, they did something really smart with the game in this build, which is the damage standardization has become really, really tightened. So the problem last time around that people were having was how long it took matches to last and how long it took people to die.
Lasted so long. It was so fucking ridiculous.
And that things could get to a point where it meant that people didn't want to fight, because if I fight you, then I'm giving you more meter for next round and burst and that's bad. So why would I want to do that? So the whole thing, right? The incentive structure got fucked up. And this time around, they made a lot of changes to make sure that damage is much more complete and you could die a lot faster. So doing a normal, basic, anyone universal bread and butter combo, like Magic Series, light, medium, heavy, special, move, launcher, light, medium, heavy, down to the ground, and special. Super. Like that will do like 40 to 45%.
It'll do a nice big fucking chunk.
Pretty reasonable. And so that means for the most part, you're playing a game where 2 touches is standard on a character's life bar before they die, if you get to 3 or 2 to 3 or so. If you start doing fancier stuff, you can definitely take that past the 50%. You can get up to characters up to 6 or 7 or so, especially.
You want to blow every single bar you've got and all your tags. Yeah, you can get up to 90% or a touch of death, but with 1 bar and you get super, super, super fancy, you're going from 40% to 60%. It's definitely good and you want it.
Yeah.
But it's not the cataclysm that is a basic combo in Street Fighter being a jump in to a low to a Shoryu to whatever Aki's fucking nonsense is.
Sure. But one thing remains the same is whether I do 70% damage to you or, 51%, I got to touch you twice. So,
3 times if you snuck some normals in there, or you dropped it,
or you jumped out and you started healing or something like that. So the flow of the game remains pretty consistent with that, and it makes it so that basic combos do high enough damage that you're gonna have matches go quickly, and then big fancy flex combos they do more, but they're not like so ridiculous that it's like you just don't get to engage with the game at all.
Yeah.
Furthermore, the big fancy flex combos that are still in there, and that there's still stuff that's very execution, that execution heavy if you're feeling like a beast, they don't last 8 years.
Yeah.
They go quickly. I would say that they've shortened. Ari has gotten shortened on her combos, especially. Yasuo still has some really long ones. So he's got some extended shit that he can do, which I imagine we'll see how if they want to leave that in place or not. But generally speaking, the combos are a lot shorter and they do more damage, so the game is moving much faster,
Yeah,
right?
even if your opponent could style on you for 45 seconds, you're going to die before they could ever do it.
Mm-hmm. And then I would say, even if all of that too were not sort of doing it, the X Factor mechanic, the basically your Fury mode is now gonna just make the rest of the match like clean the fuck up. So you have you have a burst like you do in Guilty Gear when you're getting
Get off me.
right? And you knock them away. But when one of your characters is dead, that burst becomes Fury, which makes you glow red and just do a billion damage and a billion chip and take.
And if the burst could hit you in any way ever as part of the combo that you're doing, it'll wall bounce you and reset all the rules for juggling you in the combo. So your basic ass 40% bread and butter has now become a 75% basic ass bread and butter.
Also, while doing a combo on whether you're hitting or blocking, you can dash cancel it and then start doing new things again.
Doing stupid shit.
For spending some of that Fury meter. So basically what they did is they made it so that when one of your partners is dead, you have this rage mode that just makes the rest of the round go way faster. And you just get to the next round way quicker. And both players have it, therefore you see the turnover time on these rounds just way quicker overall. Either you're doing these extremely optimal super sick combos and taking out both characters, juggling them, and they die, or you're using Fury mode and cleaning the fuck up. And people are using so there's Juggernaut mode, which is like a single play character, no assists.
There was something you forgot to mention that's important before we get to Juggernaut, which is your meter for your supers resets every round.
Yes, true. So
there's no reason to ever keep your meter ever.
Spend all of the meter, because no matter what happens, round 2, you're going to start with that 1, and it goes back. Nothing carrying over. The burst carries over between rounds, but not meter. So they're encouraging you to not hoard, just use your shit. But burst you got to think about. And then
unless you're playing Juggernaut, which gets, you don't have any tags at all. That you're playing a fucking solo game, but you get rage mode every single round. And you start with 2 bars.
Yes. And in rage mode, of course, in this Fury mode, you can absolutely touch of death characters. When you're activated, you're so insanely strong and you have the ability to do that right off the bat. Not to mention your own character can go from a level 1 super into their own level 3 super. So all of this,
or a different level 1 depending.
Yeah. So all of this to say is they just made it so that like damage is higher and the game is faster. So you're just having these really fun interactions with characters as the screen is filling up and people are tagging and left, righting and doing all these different things. And it's really nuts because, like, I've seen a lot of people talking about how, oh my god, this game has so many fucking systems in it. It's insane.
There's a lot.
There's a lot going on system-wise, and whichever, like, groove you choose to pick, whichever style you want to go with, whatever fuse is the official word, there's a lot to dive into, like, what makes that fuse good and how best to use it. But the idea that no matter what's going on, you're kind of still just playing this basic game of like, yeah, I'm trying to touch you 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tag, you're it. That's kind of what the game is, no matter what is going on, no matter who's on screen, no matter how complicated or whatever. I'm just trying to touch you 3 times and do like a combo and take you out. Makes it just go quickly and it feel like a lot of fun, man. So
I think they've done something really incredible because there's people like me. I play Street Fighter. I play Guilty Gear. I play, all sorts of fighting games. I've never been good at tag games, ever. I've never really gotten into Marvel. I dabbled in DBFZ, right? And Juggernaut in the old alpha test was just like really bad. It was just like there's nothing they can give the old Juggernaut to make up for the fact that it's losing out on assists for attack and defense, right? So here we have, okay, well, Juggernaut has like 30% more life. It has an X Factor style comeback / damage thing at the beginning of every fucking round. It starts with a full bar of every meter. You can 80% someone off your first jab at the beginning of the round. I'm like, okay, I've been playing Juggernaut because I don't know how tags work, and I'm getting to learn the character that I'm playing, which is Blitzcrank.
Oh, you're playing Juggernaut.
I'm
Oh,
playing nearly exclusively Juggernaut.
okay.
And there's tons of situations where like I wish I had an assist here so I can see it, right? And I'm like, I wish I had an assist here, but I'm able to do so much motherfucking damage, and I can learn my combo routes and like the core of my character's kit that I feel very comfortable. 2 days ago, I started messing around with the new Fuse sidekick.
Yeah.
Which is just Juggernaut light. It's still just one character, but you do get tags. You can tag.
Assists, not tags. Assists.
Right, you do get assists, which is really useful. But you don't start the round with Fury Break, and you don't have quite as much health. So I'm a little weaker, but now I'm covering with assist.
So the health values on Juggernaut and side kick are the same. You do get the buff life, and you do get the buff damage.
Okay.
There is a secondary feature, which is damage softening, which your partner, if you're playing with another human being, can soften your damage or so. But yes, that allows you to play Juggernaut while getting to start using the striker.
And you
system,
can't level 1 into your level 3. You can only level 1 into your partner's level 1.
Right.
But that gets you thinking about what level 1s from your guy actually link up and fuse and work correctly with the level 1s of the other guy.
And it lets you pick 2 characters and then switch between rounds if you want to switch to the other.
I want to play Braum this round.
Yeah, you can pull them in off the back line.
I'll have Blitzcrank on sidekick, and then you have the other 3 fuses, which are you know
double assist, double tag, double
whatever.
down. Yeah. So the other thing you got too with Juggernaut is the ability to snap back, right? Which is also a fucking tremendous thing in games like this, because you force the character you're fighting out of the game and then force their partner in, and whatever life they had that was healing, they lose all that. They're forced to come back in and lose all the gray life that was going to heal up. So really nice.
Like, I've happy birthday people, and then like a happy birthday, like the tag damage, like I got like 40% off them, but it's all gray. It's all gray unless I hit them with the snapback, at which point I've done 40% to both.
Yeah,
I've done 80%.
No, I think this is a much better thought out and executed version of what Skullgirls was doing, which Skullgirls introduced the idea of letting you pick 1, 2, or 3 characters, having a big solo or multiple assists, and essentially
ratio 4 Sagat. Let's go.
Right. But in this case, the incentives are like really tweaked against each other, where like you're not just having the number of characters, the systems are also making up for it. Because the ability for you to take a character, rush up to somebody, do a combo and get it blocked, and then call in an assist to make what you just did safe is huge.
Really strong.
It's really strong. So when you can't do that, you need something to make up for it,
Yeah, no, the something I'm going to use to make up for it is to play neutral a little bit better, because the opponent is scared of me because I can touch of death them if I have 2 bars of meter, which I started with.
Yeah. Something else that's really fun about the character designs here too, I would say Blitzcrank represents a new style of character that has like all the things a grappler ought to have, which is your pressure tool for zoners, your big scary command grab, your big scary command super. But he's got something that is like really interesting that you don't see in a lot of old character designs, which is moves that serve more than one function depending on holding the button down. Right? So he's got that rocket punch, but if you hold it, it charges up his steam mechanic, and they're both the same input, the same
And
button.
he's got a rocket punch that pushes you really, really, really far out that combos into the grab. So you can either push them out and then pull them back in for a mix up, or push them out and make them think you're going for mix up, but just whir up like 60% of your steam.
Yeah. Or is Zangief's running bear grab? And it's like, what if it was spinning pile driver up close, but if you held it down, he just walked forward and did the other one, you know? Like, you just universalize that because that's effectively how you're using it, you know? You put that all on his S2 button and such. So they made like a grappler have all the different utilities a grappler would have by just like adding secondary uses to each of these moves depending on how you hold the button down, you know?
I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you, it's nice to have Hakan back.
Yeah, you're like
Because
oiling up and grabbing people.
well, because getting Blitz's charge of electricity has an it's like an unmentioned buff where his dash is like 3 times as fast.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like he becomes like a way faster character with the electricity.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
And even if his grab is blocked when it's electrified, you're super plus. So like you're gonna beat them out with like a medium if
He's
they try and hit a button.
He's also a grappler that has
Dhalsim's arms,
He has Dhalsim's arms and the anti-air grabs and stuff like that. But then he's also just got a big fill the screen with a big electric orb. Like fuck whatever's happening right now. Ah! You know, like pop off like super.
Yeah, he's amazing. So dude, his bread and butter, which is like light, medium, heavy, you know, launcher, light, medium, heavy into like, you know, the grab into you know, super 1. So he feels like he was built alongside the new Juggernaut because his super 2 gains extra damage from the steam he gets from super 1. So when you link those two, that basic ass bread and butter without even using Fury does like 70%.
Self-amplifies. You're giving yourself steam with the super. Yeah. It also feels like, just in terms of the 2v2 teams and the tag mechanic stuff, he's an incredible partner because he's Spencer.
He might be the best assist in the game.
Yeah, he's Spencer from Marvel 3, right? He can grapple you from the air, and in a lot of combos cases, the combo ends, and then you pop them up off the ground. He grabs them back to standing in front of you, and you just continue it. You know,
even on a block string, if you're gonna push them out, he can just pull them right back in for more block string, which is good because there's a lot of chip damage in this game.
Yeah. So no, it is like, you know, it is like nuts to kind of see like, okay, he's got all these abilities and stuff, but then I'm like learning how to deal. There's a couple things you gotta react to, and you know, gaps in the pressure you gotta blow up, and if people get predictable with the get over here, you know, or the rocket punch and stuff, you got to parry on your side. Parrying is interesting, of course, because it's like it costs you
Parrying
a fucking.
In this game is really weird and really interesting.
It costs you a super to call someone out.
No, it doesn't. So the parry in this game, you know, you put up your hand and you block anything, and the enemy that gets parried is like fully like vulnerable for like, I don't know, like 2 full seconds. Like you can do anything you want. And when you use the parry, it uses up a full bar of super meter. And if you succeed in the parry, it gives you that full bar back.
And then
so it's all victory.
Yes.
It's like all plus for you if you get it.
Yeah, just don't fuck up. You know,
like, you know, I was playing against like somebody who was playing as Vi, and Vi pushed me into the corner and started her infinite block string, and then she jumps up to do the dunk, and I parry it.
No,
and then it's time for her to die.
Yeah. So there is something that okay. So in there's moves in fighting games where the longer an animation is for a move, the more time both players have to recognize what's going on, and thus the easier it is to confirm what to do next, right, as a player. Part of the reason why tagging in this game is so great is because when you switch from one character to the other, that little moment pauses for just a fraction of a
There's
second.
a little green flash.
And both players go, what's going on? Right? You take a second to take the state of the screen in and go, okay, here's what I'm going to switch to next, right? And you get better at like that. It becomes Pavlovian, where you hear that little clap and then you go, stop.
And switch directions.
What's going on? This way now. Yeah, exactly. So when you see a character that has a move like Vi, for example, has ora 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 ora, right? Or you have
I parry that all the time.
Yeah, or whatchamacallit, the Echo.
The second hit off Darius's like axe move.
Right, 1, 2, right? If Ilaoi does her Rekka, her boom, 1, 2, 3, Echo goes, take a break, and he goes he hits you from the left, and then from the right. There's all these moves where there's like a big startup to like a big obvious thing, and then the last hit is really emphasized because it wants you to be like clear about no. That third hit, you should parry the fuck out of them and take that take the offense for yourself. And
the other thing about having time to actually recognize the parry has a really distinct high-pitched noise. It has like a flash. The screen goes dark. The characters go, ooh. It takes like 2 full seconds. You have all the time in the world to go, I parried them. Time to get ready to kill them.
Yeah, I think every character has a big multi-hitting move that has a very parryable thing at the end of it. It feels like there's a lot of characters have, just about everybody really, if you think like, the lariat and all that stuff. So, there's a safe place to put it in there, unless they either don't complete it or tag to their partner beforehand, or, then you start getting layered with it. But, and there's a safe way to start being a little less afraid about spending a bar on a parry, so that's really well done. We've talked about the ability to walk around lobbies and just spectate people's games, which is
lobbies are cool.
Fantastic. That's great stuff too. Yeah.
I have a big complaint about the game that is getting fixed in 2 days.
What's going
on? So the game is using some kind of hidden matchmaking even for player matches. Because I'm getting a lot of even matches lately.
Yeah, it pushes rooms, I think, where you end up with people of similar skill.
Somewhat similar.
But are you also
within a range?
But what's new in this version is also, if there's no one in the room that is available, people from another room will appear as ghosts that you can match up with.
The game needs ranked really, 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 really bad, because even within that range of public matches, there is some highs and fucking lows. I'm getting like 5 matches that are like, oh yeah, I could have had that, or oh, they were close. And then just people that I'm like, I actually got fucking double perfected yesterday in a tag game. That's fucking crazy. That's nuts.
So let me point something out though. I have seen that and felt that, and I've done long sets with people who have done that to me. And what I realize is they have what appears to be an airtight offense, and there's something else in their ability that's lacking, right? Usually you'll see that's a front that looks really impenetrable, but behind it is a cardboard fucking facade, and you just got
their offense is airtight though.
Yeah. So once you crack behind it just a little bit, and you'll be like, that's why you're in my lobby. There's a reason why you're here and not somewhere else, and this is what it is. But you gotta find that little spot, If the only game plan is this one thing that works on a whole lot of people, if they never get a chance at playing, and then you dismantle it and they got nothing else, you see that. But
I really cannot overstate how much more fun I am having with 2XKO in a version of the game that includes a cool grappler and a boxer and Ilaoi. Like I liked Ilaoi and Darius. Right? If none of the other characters, I would play them, but I don't love Ilaoi and Darius. Right? I like them. I like Ilaoi's assists like a lot. Right? Now they have a grappler, and they're gonna put Teemo in, and I will be thrilled and happy. And now I have things that I'm actually really, really interested about the game. Like I'm super interested in what the fuck they're going to do with Teemo. I also realize that if you play League of Legends, that me saying, wow, I really like Blitz and Ilaoi and Darius and Teemo. It's yes, Pat is top heavy, top all day.
You're a particular kind of League player. Yeah. So you're playing Juggernaut Blitz, and I guess, you know, as you dabble with Sidekick, you can start to use this assist system. I'm guessing when Teemo's out, you're going to want to have Teemo running on a tag setup as well.
Let's see what Teemo does.
Okay.
Because Blitz is really interesting, for example, because Blitz is a character that I'm like, if I would play, let's say I wanted to play Vi, I don't need to have Blitz on a tag. I just need Blitz's fucking godlike assist. Like Blitz is absolutely unbelievable fucking assist. Teemo is going to have an assist that is a projectile, like Vi. Sorry, not Vi, like Jinx. And Teemo is going to place a mushroom. That's going to be his 2 assists. One is going to be really useful for continuing combos, and the other is going to be for fucking insane Oki and just be the most nightmare shit. He'll be like a lot like Jinx's assists currently.
Yeah, okay, like zone support. Also I was gonna say too is that like the whole thing with like tagging is tricky for new players to get their head around, and it's just like a lot going on. It's a whole mechanic to learn. There's a spectrum here, because if you're like, you start with Juggernaut and then you're like, okay, we can do Sidekick a little bit to get a bit more used to occasionally jumping in with another character, but I don't have to switch to them or anything. I would say that like my comfort level is generally Double Down, where I'm like,
well, Double Down's the best one.
It's fantastic. I love going.
It's like I don't even use it, and I can tell you right now, it's obviously the best one. It allows you to swap out your characters during combos for safety. It allows you to. I didn't realize this until Rooflemonger explained it to me. You can do the super and then tag back into your first character if they're still on the screen.
Yes, you could do a move, do a super, and then have the other character on screen, and then if they're still on, it lets you do that.
That's fucking weird.
Now here's the thing: you can once you go above that, you get into freestyle and 2 times assist.
I'm never gonna pick that shit.
But if you're completely comfortable in the chaos, where you are not at all having a hard time with too much going on screen, and you can just see it.
Listen, I play Morrigan, and I want to play Morrigan super as a character.
Yes, people like that are playing freestyle and loving it and doing insane shit that are just like, my brain is having a hard time keeping up. I'm getting super opened up, right? So like, the more you're able to like be calm in the chaos, the higher angle, the higher level of like fuse you can pick. And some of that shit is disgusting. You're getting hit every single time with the left, and 2 assists. You switch to somebody, try for something, and then switch back, and so on. It's crazy how much you can do there. But
I'm just sitting here thinking, just how fucking annoying Teemo is going to be. So Teemo's gonna have a poison mechanic. He's gonna be Aki, right? Where you take poison damage over time. This game has really long block strings.
Not Dragon Ball bad, but there's pressure, and I mean,
I'm just thinking like Teemo and Vi, where poison him up with the assist and then just pressure him.
Well, so this is where also, if you have a partner, you can do a push block and get them off of you, or you can do retreating guard to get out of it too. So
actually, you can do push block with Juggernaut as well.
Okay, but it costs.
It just uses the tag timer.
Oh, okay, great.
And now I'm just thinking about Teemo and Darius, where it's bleed on chip plus poison, or
stacked.
Or I think. Do you want to just? I'm foreseeing a Sajam video with Sajam making a silly face, and it's Teemo and Jinx. And it's just like the "you should kill yourself" team. Just congratulations, you've recreated Arakune in a tag game.
Man, what the hell is this game doing? Oh, so you a Sajam fan now? Yeah. I was gonna say though that with the whole crazy switching 2x assist and freestyle thing, because most combos are doing what I mentioned, where you're doing like almost half damage with a very basic simple combo, and you're kind of touching the character 3 times. What becomes a lot more important is a reset. You know, it's before I end that combo, I actually I stopped the combo when I did something new, and you didn't even see it coming, and now you're getting started. We started from scratch again, right?
Or I'm gonna let you out of the combo in the hopes that you flail your way out
Or do something stupid, yeah.
do something stupid or ill-advised.
Right, and so that, because resets get more important, that's where freestyle becomes huge. Because in the middle of this, whatever's going on, I'm gonna mix you up and like let you hang yourself to dry, and then fuck you up and like it's not a touch of death, but it might as well be, because there's one moment in here that you need to see in order to stop yourself from getting comboed twice. But good luck seeing it. I saw Sonic Fox posting some disgusting. I can't even see what's happening behind the tentacles and the echo, like rewinds going. Like it was just. I'm like, what is happening on screen right now type shit, and that's what I think is going to be important a bit later into the game. So yeah, no, that's very fun. All in all,
By the way, I want to say of all so I think that every character getting a status effect that's unique to them or a bar that's unique to them is super cool. I think the fact that Darius applies
bleed,
and Braum and Jinx and Blitzcrank all have their own meters. Like that's and Ari even has a little bit with her the way her fireballs work. I think that's awesome. I also think that Blitzcrank is by far the best translation from League.
In terms of faithful to the kid.
He is so he is so perfectly translated from like the things that Blitz does in League to the things he does here, because he has his rocket grab, right? But his other, I think it's his W is overdrive, which is you're faster. So they combine mana barrier with his over to make a version that's he has a hit of like that little that orb that appears on him when he's electrified doing the command grab. That's the mana barrier.
Okay, it's armor, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say something right before that about shit. What did you say?
The status effects.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say that Guilty Gear and BlazBlue both did really well at like making every character have their own kind of bar or system thing going on, feeling really unique. Like that's something that they got pretty good at. But like, yeah, it is nice to see. It's always fun to see characters have their own like subsystem in that way. Although, I'll say like side-eyeing Tekken a little bit that it's like, even when it's unnecessary, because everyone in that DLC has like some sort of install or like point-based thing that other base characters don't have, and it's kind of like, Tekken doesn't seem like the game where you really need that. But in any case,
and like right now, it's like, oh, Teemo's next, so he'll have a poison mechanic, right? He'll have the poison tick status, and after Teemo comes Zed, and Zed will have a bar that will determine how long his double gets to stay out.
I went back to the initial reveal of the game after the Project L announcement, and it was when they're showing it before the cell shading existed, and they showed footage of Jinx fighting some redhead that could teleport.
So that would be Katarina.
Okay.
So Katarina is definitely coming. She was the basic character that they planned to put in.
Okay.
So the thing with Katarina, I read an interview they did later. People were like, so Katarina was like the first character ever shown. Why is Katarina not going to be in the game at launch? And they discussed that they used Katarina as the test character for every change they made on the game for like 5 years, and turned her into like an unrecognizable, unusable, busted piece of shit.
Okay.
Just like Akuma times a million.
Okay.
and we're like, we have to redo the whole character because there's no way we can even figure out how to debustify her.
Okay, we can't see it anymore.
They turn her into a Mugen character essentially
Kung Fu Man.
as the prototype test freak.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, fair enough then. Because I saw her on the thing and I was like, oh, you've got another one that, like, I don't know who she is, but I saw her doing some moves and getting hit and stuff. So that's assets already in the bank, you know? Okay. So she's got to come out at some point.
She'll be later. I foresee. I think there's a League of Legends guy named Big Bear. I think his name is Big Bear. Who is the one that put out this massive list of here's the number of letters in the characters' names. Characters 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And he was right about Blitz and he was right about Teemo.
Wow.
So the next character
from
has
data hacking.
No, it wasn't.
No,
he just, I don't know where he got it.
Okay,
but this was a while ago.
Okay.
The next character supposedly only has 3 letters in their name, which really, really, really narrows it down.
Okay.
And it's gonna be Zed. Zed will be the first post-release character.
Let's
and
see.
now that Teemo and Blitz are in, I put Zed in there. It's not gonna be Zach.
Claw Ninja Man. Is that a ninja?
Yeah, he's a ninja. His gimmick is to create a double of himself.
Okay.
Which makes
yeah,
it's a fucking tag game.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to put 3 fucking characters out on the screen at once? That's gonna be a mess. It's not gonna be Zach. Blitz and Teemo are gonna be the only weird for a while. It's gonna be like Blitz, Teemo, Zed, Katarina, Akali.
So,
like it'll a bunch of normies.
One other thing too as well, and now based on the fact that this has happened twice in a row now, and the result has been after a character leaks, a very casual tweet pops up. I'm going to go ahead and say that every one of these characters will be revealed via leak.
Accident.
That is a total intentional leak, right? So a screen, like a community store, a website page, some bullshit will show you a character that's like, what? That wasn't announced, huh? How did that get there? In all lowercase will be replied to. Because, hey, guess what? News travels that way, doesn't it? Right?
Oh, absolutely.
As soon as someone shows up somewhere they're not supposed to, and everyone goes, "What? Did this just leak?" It's like, yes, that is our main means of getting the news out there. So, both characters have been leaked.
So I think that in its current state, 2XKO is absolutely stellar. I'm eagerly anticipating ranked mode with bated breath, so I can actually play against people my exact skill range and learn how to do things that maybe I'm not super comfortable doing. Now it's just, okay, when's final release?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's not too far away. When's Teemo? And I want an interview with Mr. Cannon where he tells us how many fucking characters a year they're planning to put out.
So you're
I think that answer has to be 6 or more.
Sean is probably going to be the one who does that. Unconquerable, but we'll see. We'll see what number,
Not before a year. That is too slow.
Have any of the other games, any of the other like Riot games have they ever put out like a big paid content pack that's like not cosmetic but like a story or something like that? Or okay.
It's always been cosmetics.
It's always been cosmetics. Okay. All right.
Like, people say League is now 3 or 4 a year. Yeah, League used to be a new guy every 2 weeks. Like, that's not feasible for anyone ever anymore. It's MOBAs are now fighting games, right? But like, it needs to be 6, dude. This game needs to exist in a state in which the new character came out and you spend a couple weeks learning the new character, and then you enjoy the new character for a month. And then they reveal the new character, and the new character's coming out in 2 weeks. Like, so that you're in this persistent state of either enjoying the new character or getting excited for the new character.
Yeah, I you know, I say it each time, but like the way it's been going with Rivals feels like, you know, a decent turnaround time for new stuff showing up. I would say that like because Street Fighter, where it's like, oh hey, Viper's demo is going to be right around the horizon, and Sagat just came out a minute ago, but that only feels that way because we're in the season right now. When the season wraps up, there's a long period of time where there's nothing going on, you know.
Yeah.
So
and Street Fighter can get away with 4 a year because it started with a roster of like 25. What was it, 24?
It was a lot. Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you know that the music into XKO is Casey Edwards?
I did not, but it's good. I like it.
Yeah. Fucking, I went to their profile and saw that on the credits and I was like, what? Let's go, Casey.
Okay, it's 18 for Street Fighter 6's original roster. So like, I don't want to hear at the launch of this game that in 2 years they're going to catch up to the initial roster of Street Fighter 6.
Right.
That's too long.
Right.
It's too long. Also,
yes.
I maintain that there is a list of characters I could give you that if they come out for this game, the game sucks.
Of course, we can go back to this every time. But yeah.
Garen or Master Yi or
yes.
get in there. This game sucks.
You know, say the line, Bart. Yeah, that's the deal. I want to also we'll jump back over in a second to your week because I know you've got more. Just wanted to quickly point out this weekend UMAD is happening, and
good old UMAD.
I will not be there. However, my stream will be. So the Woolly.
How does that work?
Basically, Woolly Versus will be going live, and they'll be running the tournament off of my stream, like, you know, channel. So, you know, you can tune in for some fighting game stuff popping up over there.
So you're not mad.
I'm not mad, but the community perhaps will be. And I'll see if Reggie is heading down to play. I'm assuming he is. He's probably going to be there doing commentary as well. So that will be popping up this weekend. So do not be surprised when you see that notification. Yes, that's the deal.
Bro, I gotta piss.
All right, piss break.
I gotta piss so bad.
Piss break. BRB. All right. What else is going on?
Well, I hit a sub goal, so I'm playing through Bioshock Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't touched it in many years, and let me tell you, it aged like shit even more.
Like milk? Did
Yeah,
like breast milk?
no.
Did you take my request and did you watch the first reveal before
Oh
starting?
yeah, had always planned to do that. We
Okay.
watched all the old trailers, and there were a bunch of people who had played the game and liked it well enough who saw the breadth of lies on display and how like none of it ended up in the game. Um, I don't want to spend a lot of time complaining about the story because I'm doing a full LP/stream of that where I'm going over exhaustive detail at all the parts of the game that fall apart. Um, Other than the fact that it is absolutely crazy how much of Bioshock Infinite is damaged by its reality hopping stuff, because it means the entire plot is antagonism and plot lines between people who don't know each other and have never met and who think they know each other, but in fact don't. Like, it's fucking super weird. The
Yeah,
villain of the game that you have a final confrontation, you have never met or spoken to and doesn't know who you are because he's actually a different guy from like 4 jumps ago.
the worst of the multiverse problem where things don't matter and thus the stakes of what you're doing feel inconsequential
No, they
is,
matter.
well, so I saw that thread where someone was discussing this actually makes everything everywhere all at once so much better.
Super good. Yeah.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
it's a really nice comparison point because, I mean, slight spoilers for Everything Everywhere All at Once if you haven't seen it. It's a very good movie. Shout out to Michelle Yeoh. But yeah, the idea of a villain who has looked into the everything and seen it all, and therefore nothing has any consequence, therefore
Yeah, they
nothing
see the
matters,
event horizon, the threshold of infinity, and they're like, "Oh,
contrasted by somebody who looks into that, sees it, and therefore decides that everything matters as a result
it's
of seeing
perspective."
the infinity, and it's all in your perspective. It's a beautiful way to present that idea, as opposed to one where you go through an entire narrative on a single plane of existence where everything does matter, only to be told suddenly that it doesn't. It's a really, really steep injection of
Yeah.
nihilism at the last second into the story.
Um
Yeah.
Also, one of the other things that I picked up that I didn't pick up long ago was that there's all the racist depictions and all the diet races, all that. But what's really strange, and it really stood out to me really strong, is you have like that giant mural that racists love now,
That
of
gets
like
used
the foreign
unironically,
hordes,
keeping out the foreign
right? And
hordes. Yeah.
it's got a Jewish guy and a Mexican guy and
Yeah. The
guy, etc.
Negro. Yes, yes.
And the Irish get it really bad. Like the
Mm-hmm.
Irish get it like weirdly, wildly, disproportionately bad.
Mm-hmm.
But what's much more interesting, there is not a single mention of Italians even once. Italians, out of everybody,
Mm.
dodged the whole thing.
Mm.
Dodged the whole thing. And like,
They didn't back then. Neither did
yeah, I
Asians.
know, right? Like it was the Italians and the Irish, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah.
just totally dodged it.
Anyone
The
landing at
guy would
Ellis
be like
Island.
he'd be throwing a pizza and have a big silly mustache or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
anyone Captain America or Bugs Bunny were punching back in the
yeah,
40s.
they forgot. They forgot
Mm-hmm.
about Italians.
Interesting.
But
Yeah.
the other thing, and this really stood out. This really stood out because I played Bioshock 1 and 2 on my channel, like, I don't know, like 2-3 years ago, and I
Yeah.
really like Bioshock 1 and 2. And I know you liked Bioshock 2. You went like with the drill build.
So
And
I liked enough of BioShock 1 that, like, I like the setting, the premise, the prospect of the idea of Rapture is awesome. I just thought that the fucking ending was weak bullshit, and
absolutely, you're right.
and that the back half of the game suffered for it. Yeah.
But I'm specifically talking about the game, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have all these tools and the camera and all this. What like I remembered, but it really stands out to me now is like just how much less fun Bioshock Infinite is to play. Um, it is really boring.
Hmm.
It was in that weird thing where Halo 3 came out and everybody wanted to be Halo 3. So you went from like the weapon wheel of like 8 totally different weapons to 2 guns at a time. And they're all just normal guns. And the plasmids, the infusions instead of vigors. That's what they're called.
Vigors. Yes.
The vigors, instead of being all these different things and having multiple trap types, and you can use different plasmids on this plasmid as a trap to make it a different trap. It's like you have a stun, a different stun, a different stun,
different
grenade,
color, blue stun, red stun,
a different stun.
Yeah,
I think 6 of the 8 are stuns.
Yellow stun.
Like it's crazy. It's absolutely fucking nuts.
Bird stun.
And so like I'm just like rolling through these areas with like a pistol and like a rifle, shooting crows at people. And like I you can probably watch the footage. Like if you look at my eyes, I am spending like a really, really high proportion of my time reading chat, like doing this, like just look at as I'm going through these gunfights. It's just boring. Like the parts of Bioshock that I remember are, oh, there's a big daddy. I better lay down a bunch of traps and tripwires and get my guns ready and figure out where I want to go. And then I'm going to have the big daddy fight. And then I'm going to get upgrades out of the big daddy fight. And then and that's just not there. There's regular humans, there's the handymen, and then there's and the crow guys. That's it. There's 4 enemy types. The whole fucking game.
So for all the stuff that like bugged you about Infinite over the years that whenever we talk about it, for me, that's the thing, is like I was always the thing highest up there that I always was annoyed about the most is Songbird, because of how much I liked the concept of the Big Daddy. Like that to me, I like fuck the racism diet, fuck the infinity consequential shit, or the Comstock, or the what, like the big cool fucking robot suit thing that should have been really cool and should have had done stuff in the game.
Like,
that's the thing that bugged me the most.
Takedown of Bioshock Infinite. So I'm like setting up the stream title for streaming, right? I'm setting it up and I'm putting in Pat plays Bioshock Infinite and Paige is hanging out with me in the living room, baby's running around. And I had not talked to Paige about Bioshock Infinite that day, and we had barely discussed it in the setup for the subathon. And I'm putting the title in, and she looks at the screen and just goes, "You don't even get to fight Songbird." like that was the first thing she had to say about Bioshock Infinite.
I mean, fuck, man.
I think ever to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, fuck all the other shit. That's what bugs me. I love the idea of like, okay, we're taking the Big Daddy concept to the next level. What do we got? Oh, we got a Songbird flying thing. Okay, what do we get? How do you plan to fight it? What's the environment going to be like? Is it going to be persistent? And, is it a Mr. X, or is it like an actual,
There's people who don't know crashing out in the comments. Yeah, you never fight him. There's no boss fight against Songbird ever.
You literally never have a fight against Songbird.
Never. Not even once. Not even a little.
They point at the WrestleMania sign and then it collapses and falls into the audience. Like nothing happens. I don't care. Like there's so much of that other shit and whatever about the plot and story and I don't care. It's a cool robot thing. Let me fight it, please, or let me become it. You know,
it's absolutely wild. Like I think that like all the social commentary and the fact that Ken Levine doesn't understand either the word infinite or anything about quantum mechanics or anything about multiple universes. But like the part where they're like, hey, let's build up a cool monster the whole game, and then did not fight it.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are game developers? Holy fucking shit.
You know, I mean, like, and then you want, like, tell me the story about how the big complex boss fight got cut because you just couldn't, there was no time.
They thought it was too video gamey.
You know, like, just
that's the stated reason, but the real reason is they would have had to design and build it, and they didn't have enough time because the game was actually rushed.
because if you think things are too video gamey and you want to change the way it's done, then do it like God of War, where you're like you still have your incredible boss fight and your denouement, and then you climb down and then the credits roll in that peaceful way, and you can do things like that if you want to subvert the trope or whatever. But
Also,
you built it up so much, man.
Also, one of the other things that's happening during that LP is that Elizabeth keeps getting more disheveled and wearing tighter and sexier clothing.
Don't sexualize my daughter.
Every time she does that, I just go, no porn, no
don't
bad
sexualize
porn.
my daughter.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. No, ripping off of the hair changing. And you know what's funny too, I guess, is now playing it with the context of the current year as opposed to on release. We now have things where you can go, oh, so like the defanged kind of take on the socio-political commentary and the way they approach the racism and all that stuff is taken. What if this setting, what if these ideas, what if directed by Zaum 2019?
Yeah.
Right? What show me the lottery scene as directed by Zaum 2019. Let me see what that looks like.
There's also a bonus social effect that I'm encountering, which is really funny. There's people making burner accounts on the subreddit to tell me how dumb I am about Bioshock Infinite, but they're not using their real accounts for some reason. I don't know why. But the other one that made me laugh really hard was that when I was going through after the raffle scene, I said, so the problem with Bioshock Infinite is that Bioshock Infinite's depiction of racism is fake and gay. Because it is. And when I said that got screenshot with the subtitle and got put up on the Blue Sky, where people thought I was serious.
I saw something implying that apparently, due to some recent changes to Reddit, bots have been purged, and thus the subreddit has now made its way to being way more visible by people who don't know what the thing is about. So so therefore, a lot of new people are showing up into these threads, and that's where these opinions are coming from. Apparently,
it's possible, but who knows? There's a lot of people that really love Bioshock Infinite because they played it when they were 15 and they thought it was really deep. And when I tell them that, in fact, it's not deep, it's actually stupid. So you know that thing where when you shit on something somebody cares about, they take it as personal offense, and you usually say that's not. No, I'm not saying you're dumb, right? I just don't like the book that you like. Right. The problem with Bioshock Infinite is that Bioshock Infinite appealed to like a really specific type of white teenager who felt really smart and like really good about themselves for going, yeah, that is wrong. But also, oh, this is so deep. And when I point out that it's not deep at all, in fact, it's stupid as shit, their earlier feeling smart and good about themselves inverts on themselves because I am calling them stupid.
Oh, interesting. Oh, this is news to me. Okay. I see.
Like Bioshock Infinite at the end of the day is like a story about traveling to alternate universes to find more fences you can shove up your ass. And hearing that makes the person with this universe's fence shoved up their ass feel it for the first time and get a little uncomfortable.
And then of course there's always that, like, is this your first time? Is this your first game? Is this your first encounter with the subject matter? You know, were you 12 when you encountered it? Like, there's always, you know, where in your media journey did this pop up, you know? Or is it, or was your first time encountering it, what was the game you were just telling me about? What the fuck was it called? Hell Is Us?
Hell Is Us, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that not a steep relative point of comparison?
Oh yeah, no, that game's brutal.
For approaching the idea of racism, yes? Yeah.
Also, I saw a comment in here that I have to point out where it's like, I actually just really like, they say, I really like the art, the cover songs in it, and Elizabeth was hot. And you know what? That guy's right. The art team on Bioshock Infinite, A+. Holy shit. If not for that incredible art team, No one would ever have talked about that game. That game is beautiful.
I still talk
Gorgeous.
I still talk about the awesomeness of the idea of the Columbia as a setting. I still like the idea of the crow power as an idea, as a concept, and the songbird as an idea. All of that on paper, fucking phenomenal, super cool. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the main takeaway after
on
all of these things is that Bioshock Infinite is actually really boring to play. It's really boring to play. It's not a good shooter.
Zip lining while shooting in midair off of multiple things in a big environment
couldn't imagine it being dull, but hey.
But that should be the most my shit ever, right? Between fucking Titan falling and jet set radioing and even that Fortnite thing where you could kind of do that, yeah. Anyway, all right.
What else? I beat Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. It's a nice little outside realm. It's cute. I liked it. That is all I have to say about it. And that's it. If you want to go see more stuff from me this week, go to twitch.tv/PatStaresAt. We're going to be finishing up Bioshock Infinite this week, and I'm going to be starting Lisa the Painful.
Wasn't there, sorry, I just got hit, wasn't there also supposed to be a sort of biting Christian commentary to it as well? With the baptism and
it's Christian
Christo-fascism, yeah,
right. And it's there's a lot of Mormon-y stuff, and Comstock's a prophet by God.
I'm I don't remember.
They also don't go anywhere with that either.
I feel like I'm trying to remember. I feel like it doesn't. It leans into the idea of there's a man talking and quoting Bible and scripture and being all faith based in his pulpit, whatever, Bible thumping. But I don't know. I don't remember how much it goes and now we're gonna take it down a peg.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently, you take this with a grain of salt because I can't confirm it, but supposedly the game's original ending was supposed to be confronting Comstock about the religious basis for his racist beliefs and opening up a portal to literally show him the crucifixion, at which point he would crash out because he's a brown guy.
Wait. I think you told me this years ago. Yeah, I think this is ringing a bell, yeah.
And it's that would have been fucking awesome. That would have been so fucking awesome.
Oh,
but instead, what we get is nothing. People mentioned I played Borderlands. I forgot that I played Borderlands. I was provided a copy of Borderlands. This is important because Borderlands is incredibly expensive. The full deluxe gold version of Borderlands is $172 Canadian. That's ridiculous.
That's more expensive than Super Robot Wars with all the music.
Yep.
God damn.
Thoughts on Borderlands 4? Runs really bad. My PC, I have to turn on frame gen to get it to run well.
Are we gonna should we just fold the news story into this discussion then?
Yeah, let's do that. Runs really bad. Writing is a quantum leap ahead of Borderlands 3 and 4. I have discovered no main plot line discrete jokes. There's a humorous tone to some of it, but side quests are where you get little goofy things. The tutorial / introduction of that game actually features a triple fake out that tricked me. It actually properly got me during a cutscene, and I was like, hey, yeah, all right.
From the outside, the impression I've gotten, because I've heard no one saying anything bad about game content wise or so. It seems as if Randy's phone were turned off, there would be no issues to discuss this week.
Yeah.
or at the very or rather, that's not true. If perhaps a generic message that simply said the dev team is working on it, more updates when we have news. Right.
I also played a couple hours off stream. It's a really relaxing, pleasant Borderlands game that I really enjoy. Very like I really like 1 and 2.
Does it harken
And
back to the first game
yeah,
and the stuff you liked?
it feels like the 3 that should have been,
Right,
other than the fact that it runs like shit.
right, right.
Um,
Have you
I'm enjoying it.
have you tried adjusting your FOV perhaps?
No, I have not. I have
Um,
not.
have you checked the specs on?
Yeah, I checked them, man.
Okay. Um, so it seems as if perhaps the performance, well, the problem is that it's a premium game
The problem is
for
poorly
premium
optimized.
gamers.
It has a fucking memory leak on the console, dude.
Yeah, well, Pat, if you're trying to drive a monster truck with a leaf blower motor, you're gonna be disappointed.
I don't understand why Randy is even talking at all, because like they put out a patch a couple days later that did improve performance a little bit. So it's like really obvious that the team is actively working on optimizing it right now. So just shut the fuck up and say more optimizations are coming. Like that's it. Just do that, Randy.
Yeah. So I just saw basically a series of tweets here to which I'm seeing Randy is getting quote unquote dog walked in the comments because it's like he's getting in there and arguing with people over the hardware, over the specs, over the FOV stuff, and basically going, you don't understand. No, shut up though. This is like it's the PlayStation will teach you discipline ass Kutaragi language. And it's like, dude, just say the team's working on it. Just
they are. You
that's
can tell.
it.
On it.
Just say that and put the phone down. And instead, you've got Borderlands is a premium game made for premium gamers, just as Borderlands 4 cannot run on a PlayStation 4. It cannot be expected to run on too old PC hardware. It cannot run on 10-year-old PCs. It's like driving a monster truck with a leaf blower motor. You're going to be disappointed.
So it's always the same thing. So as somebody who plays a lot of PC games on a high-end PC at or near launch, every single one of these discussions is the same thing. Game comes out and it runs like shit. And the devs go, well, what about turning down the resolution? What about this? What about that? What about that? Whatever, right? And then people go, I shouldn't have to do that. And then the response is, well, new games. And then it always, this was like the exact same discussion as with Monster Hunter Wilds, which is, okay, so I have this game over here, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which looks 10 times better than your game and runs at twice the frame rate. Fuck off. I just, there's no reason for your game to run like shit.
Yeah, well, code your own engine and show us how it's done, please. We will be your customer when you pull it off.
See, that really opens the door to a different dev going, well, I've made my game and my game runs good. So what's your
just, you don't have to
used Unreal Engine. They didn't even make their own engine.
Like
that's not their engine.
Telegraphing the foot into the mouth it's just so unnecessary. People.
Did they ever make their own engine? Hold on.
People doing it now are clearly dumb and don't know what they're doing, and all the support and recommendations and code and architecture from the world's greatest hardware companies and tech companies working with the world's greatest real-time graphics engine coders don't know what you seem to know.
Unreal. Like they've never used their own. Like they used Unreal 3, 4, and 5. Like you didn't even make your own engine, Randy.
And then the salt continues into posting customer service reports for tickets, for complaints, and the 0.1% of customers that are complaining about performance issues and the other tickets that are being flagged that are not valid, and just crashing out over nothing, man.
This sucks so bad because the game is good, except it runs bad. That's the discussion. Much like 2XKO is a great game, needs more characters. Borderlands 4, from what I can tell and from what I have played, is a really good game. It just needs to run better. That's it. Like, that's the entire discussion. I don't even have any detailed thoughts to give you other than I'm really enjoying it. I'm having fun. It needs to run better.
There doesn't need to be a story here. There doesn't need to be. Just stop. Just stop talking. Leave it alone. Like, you don't need to be the center of attention. You don't need to be the person. Just stop, man. Fuck. Anyway. Yeah. So there's a little bit of that going on.
Randy's so stupid.
Yeah. Before we segue out there, though,
Before we get away from Randy,
before we go into the rest of the news,
oh yes,
wrap up your plugs.
oh that's it for me. Twitch.tv/Pat Stares At. We're doing Lisa Bioshock Infinite this week, and we're also going to be doing a Stormlancer sponsored stream, which will be followed by some 2x KO ranked mode, and you know, playing some matches with the people.
Did they announce when that's dropping?
2x KO's ranked mode.
Yeah,
that is in 2 days. That's on the 18th.
Sweet. All right. Yeah, I already said it, but this weekend, UMAD is going to be happening over on Wooly Versus. And I was shooting a message over. Did I get a reply? Yes. So Reggie will be jumping in on commentary. So you'll get to see our boy and what he's up to over there. Okay. Quick word from our sponsors,
whom we love.
This week, shout outs to Hero Forge for sponsoring the show. That is your best place to go if you've got a tabletop game, if you've got miniatures that you need to get made for your custom characters or for your enemies or for whatever you've got going. Hero Forge is the best place to do that. You've got a fully customizable tabletop miniature creator online on the website. Takes very, very little time to quickly generate what you want to. Or if you're like me and you're a madman that loves to just go in depth with tons of details, you've got thousands of parts to choose from, all within the browser. So it basically is a create a character hyper in-depth that lets you make, customize, design all your minis. You can print them in a ton of different materials as well. Bronze, you can print color standees and color plastic options as well. And yeah, you can also download the model file so you can 3D print your own designs at home if you happen to have a 3D printer. So it really is giving you a lot of options for how to handle it and everything you're going to need for your tabletop gaming. They have custom dice as well that you can print out with your own sort of like little models inside of the die. If you have like a particular design or creature or icon, emblem, whatever it is, you can print
That's cool, man.
Print a D20 with a little thing inside of it. Exactly. I've got like a little D20 here with, it's hard to kind of show, but there is the head of a dwarf right inside of the D20. So yeah, you can do a whole lot, multiple sizes, colors, and all those details. And if you want to go in depth as well, you can kit bash, so you can take up to 20 items and accessories to add on to the model. So if you want to go really, really nuts and basically do that, like I remember back in the day, there was there was this PlayStation game where you could like PlayStation 2 game where you could like basically model out any sort of shape, and people were doing crazy things like having Revolver Ocelot show up as a character you could summon and stuff. It was nuts. If you want to go in depth and basically make tons of detail and make things that are really, really granular, that Tears of the Kingdom style detail, you can get the kit bashing mode, put up to 20 different items on your mini, and you can have them all scale independently, rotate, and move independently as well. So go nuts with it. Yeah, the kit bashing feature is available with the for pro subscribers as well, so you can check out the different options available there for you. Yeah, dope as hell. Steel minis, again, stainless steel if you want to get that shiny kind of like classic look to what you're printing out too. So be sure to check them out. What you want to do, excuse me, this page takes its sweet time loading.
Come on, Paige. We want to learn more.
Why are you taking so long to get to where I need to get to? That's strange. Some info's missing there. Okay. Well, visit heroforge.com to start designing your custom miniatures and dice today. So once again, that's heroforge.com. and yeah, start making your customizable minis for your game. I think I try to do this every time, and the camera focus kind of shifts, but there is a cool.
It's tough. Cameras are hard, man.
There is a cool little miniature woolly monk right there. There he is. Yeah, dope as hell. So, Hero Forge, check him out. Thank you, Hero Forge.
Thanks, Hero Forge.
Didn't I'm just making? There's no promo code, huh? All right, nothing there. That's fine. Just check him out. This week, the show is sponsored by Shopify. Cha-ching, sound of a sale.
Cha-ching.
If you're getting on the internet, which I don't recommend, and you're deciding to, figure out how to get a business going or something like that, for example, well, how to sell something, how to ship something, all of that stuff. Shopify is the easiest way to set that up. Of course, the go-to example here is we talk about trying to figure out how to sell a t-shirt from a podcast. Getting that to people is complicated. It can be very overwhelming. Not too sure how to do that stuff. And quite frankly, I don't really have the time to figure it out. So that's nice when you have a commerce platform that's behind millions of businesses around the world, and it can scale with you from your first sale all the way to your millionth. Shopify is what you need for that. It can help you design a shop with a ready-to-use template. Tons of online stores that are designable to match your brand's style, available with your content. It lets you plug it into all your social media as well to promote and get to where people are going to see your shop and where they're going to, search and buy from you. You can plug that into your channels and pages as well. Wherever people buy stuff from, you got the ability to track the analytics. You can get your information, see where you're shipping to internationally, and stuff gets complicated when you have returns or when you have shipping to process from different countries and beyond. And Shopify helps simplify all of that with their back end. They've also got an award-winning support team, so they're ready to help your big business idea turn into a reality. So yeah, you can sign up for your $1 per month trial. Start selling today at shopify.com/superbeast. Go to shopify.com/superbeast and get your business started today. One more time, that's shopify.com/superbeast. And you can sign up for your $1 per month trial period. Thank you, Shopify.
Thanks, Shopify.
Baby's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Baby's cool.
Baby is cool. You want to take a second?
I think it's
for
good.
Your own sanity.
I think it's good.
Okay.
This week,
I love that feeling. What the fuck was that? What is that? Nah, she's got it.
Yeah. What else is going on? This week, the podcast is sponsored by HelloFresh.
Oh, HelloFresh, I miss you.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, man. Yesterday I was sleepy, I was tired, and I needed a quick meal. And boy, did I love the ability to just take and pop that into the microwave and have a nice dinner. And it took barely a couple minutes. So you've got the ready-made meals. But HelloFresh is, as fall is here and it's coming, and they've got hearty meals and stuff that can fit the season, whatever you're feeling like. You've got a double-sized menu now, so up to 100 options each week on the HelloFresh menu. Seasonal dishes from around the world, bigger portions that'll keep everyone satisfied as well. If you're trying to eat healthy, you can do so with the high protein or veggie packed recipes as well. There's greener and veggie packed recipes, so things that have 2 or more vegetables are pointed out to you. And yeah, steak and seafood recipes, real tasty. 3 times more seafood on the menu at no extra cost as well. So that's super sick to have that being delivered to your door. Always fresh. Super easy to follow instructions as well. If you have no idea what you're doing, It is dummy proof. The
Oh,
card
what I'm
is
doing.
it's
Kind of a
it
dummy.
yeah, like there's like 4 steps and like one of the steps is enjoy. You know.
And you're like, thank you.
Yeah, it's nice, you know. So get in there with the new seasonal HelloFresh dishes. If you get that chicken pesto, then you know that's the Wooly approved flavor. Best way to cook just got better. Go to hellofresh.com/superbeast10fm, and you're gonna get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. So one more time, that's hellofresh.com/superbeast10fm to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. Yeah, make it easy on yourself. Get in there. Thank you, HelloFresh.
Thanks, HelloFresh.
Okay. So, there was one other noteworthy story I wanted to bring up before the big one, which is an update to the Nintendo and Pal World lawsuit that's been going on. Essentially, there's a patent that Nintendo has pushed through, and they were awarded a patent to summon and fight mechanics.
Oh yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It's way beyond the scope that they should have been given. They'd probably lose any suit involved in this patent. It's ridiculous.
So the U.S. Patent Office has awarded them a patent over the concept of a summon and fight mechanic, and the depicted drawing and description basically are showing you the idea of any game where you can move a character in 3D space, or not in 3D space. Anytime where you can move a character in a virtual space, and any game where you can summon a secondary character, and if there's an enemy present, the summoned character either fights the enemy automatically or based on your input. And if there isn't an enemy, the summoned character can still move around and fight when it sees an enemy later.
You hear that, Righto Kuzunoha?
Fucking
You're against the law, bitch.
So absolutely batshit overpowered, insane patent. And Nintendo arguing infringement on anyone that does that. Obviously, if your brain thinks, wait a minute, that's everything, then
that's so much shit.
You are correct. Have you ever summoned a demon in any game you have played?
Have you had a pet class in any MMO ever?
Have you perhaps summoned in a mimic tier or an ash of any kind?
Yeah.
Right? Anytime there's anything you summon into the world that is there fighting alongside you.
V Devil May Cry. Did you know that your cat summon is infringing a Pokemon, you bitch?
Standing next to an AI combatant which will fight with you, essentially, is this. Insanely overpowered nonsense patent award.
Also, it wouldn't help them in the Pal World shit because they got it mid lawsuit.
Yeah. So this is one of those things where, again, it has to stand up in court and it has to stand up, to scrutiny.
People would fight this. This is so
tooth
like
and nail, obviously.
This would crush a bunch of devs just outright.
And then the other thing is, it's like, well, it's up to Nintendo to choose to, whether they want to pursue it or not based on...
It's up to Nintendo to suck my fucking dick. How about that?
Because the idea that it's like, well, we're going after the game that's making fun of Pokemon because it's too similar and fuck you, but we're not going to touch on any of the other things. It's like, yeah, we don't know that for sure in the future based on who's working there, based on what they feel is worth pursuing or not. If they suddenly just decided to become a shitty company that was going to sue everybody because that's another way of making money, they could become that kind of a troll-ass shitty company. If they're already doing that, they're already taking those steps, what's to stop that from being the case? You can't give them the power to fucking abuse this and then just hope that they don't do it in the future.
Hey, I just want to take a single moment to be like, they had a recent Nintendo Direct where they announced that Donkey Kong Bonanza is getting like fucking $20-$30 paid DLC like today. and what an obvious fucking bullshit post-release fucking motherfucking rip-off that shit is. How fucking ridiculous that is.
It's been how many weeks?
Like, it's been like a month, dude. Like, fuck off.
Sick. Yeah. That old Kamiya thing of in Bayo where they're like, we made DLC and then we just put it in the base game.
Yeah. Well, that shit aged like fucking garbage. Because like then he made some games where you're like, could you take it back out, please?
Well, that's a different story entirely. That's a different story entirely. Yeah. Yeah. But the idea of just not fucking being shitty about that to the customer is like, you have to put that on Nintendo to be like, nah, they're gonna be good with it though. Don't worry. They have the power to attack everybody, but they just won't pull the trigger. Fuck off. So that sucks. And obviously this Pal World lawsuit is, this is spanning much, much larger across the industry, especially in America. And like, I don't know that, again, I don't know that this will be awarded from a judge if it gets pushed 2-1, but
also in different countries.
But you never know, and why even take the risk, right? Why even take the risk? So that sucks. Yeah. And then beyond that, there was the Nintendo Direct from earlier.
Lots of stuff.
Whole lot of shit was announced there, indeed. So
Samus has joined the Nintendo gang of I would like a motorcycle.
And what, I mean, is that not suited? Is she not?
For Samus specifically, she fits a motorcycle a lot better than most.
It's way better than Link on a motorcycle, I'll tell you that much. What the fuck?
Tall, aggro, blonde woman? Yeah, yes. Okay. Yeah, get on the yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's like it's like that reboot Andrea, like, what is it with you and bikes? Just fucking biker chick. Super sick. Absolutely works with the tech and all that. That's nice. And
I'm gonna try and tell my son that motorcycles only exist in fiction and see how long I can keep that up.
While you walk around with the facial hair that denotes that you have one.
Yeah.
I guess I'll say too that like watching that game have that big third person motorcycle stuff going on. And so I like Metroid Prime as a franchise. I love the series. I'm always way more excited about the traditional 2D Metroid games. That's where my heart and soul is, but it's
the 3 Prime games. Which is your favorite? Go. 2.
I would have said 2 if not for the bullshit at the end. Up until the end. It had its Triforce Paces moment.
Okay, so I'm the light
suit. The light suit is the sickest suit in the franchise, and Metroid Prime 2 up until the puzzle pieces was it. But that took me out of it so hard.
I dodged that whole thing. When they're like, go get the 11 whatever the fucks, I had like 10.
Okay.
I was like almost completely done with it by the time they even gave it to me.
No. So by default, that my brain I go right back to 1. I go to my entire journey through 1 was I loved it. And I also, when I think of music, I think of the menu theme from 1. I think of Phaedrana Drifts, and I think of Magmoor Caverns. And I think my heart just says Metroid Prime 1 is my favorite for sure. 2 could have had it, but it just let me down. And I'm again, I'm way on board with that light suit. But yes, and then 3 existed. This I see, and I see the bike, and I'm like, cool. There's more third-person things happening. Awesome, I like that. The more I can see Samus in a Metroid Prime game, the happier I am. So yay to a mechanic that enables that. And the rest is fine. It's Prime. Lock on, shoot.
I like Metroid games.
Yeah, have a cool visor.
I don't know where I'm at on that.
But fuck me, is it just great to flip sideways and grab onto a ledge and pull yourself up and then parry a thing and then fucking charge a shot and and just navigate a world, and I love that, man. But yes, the other thing? What do we saw? We saw, hey, Mario Galaxy is the sequel to Mario movie. You know what? Makes sense because you're gonna use
because you're Mr. Gay.
You are Mr. Gay. That is correct.
You're Mr. Gay.
I think that the fact that they could take everything that happens in Mario 2, 3, Super, and so on up to that point and just skip it and just throw them on planets that he's going to land on. So you're going to get the journey there anyway, and Galaxy was, I'd say, it was the one of the bigger like franchise reset moments in where it's like, oh, we took Le Petit Prince as a setting and kind of introduced Mario to that. Like, that's a cool thing. I think it'll work for getting tons of references off for any Nintendo game where he just lands on a little planet that's themed after insert reference here,
Yeah.
So sure. What are we going to talk about? Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 also getting released on Switch 2 with that. And
for sick-ass $55
each.
What the
each? We've re-released 1 and 2 as a collection, and each will cost you full price. What? Yeah. There is never. They will not bend or break. There is no discounts in this Nintendo world. We don't stop. The price is the price is the price. Boy, that's wild shit for a remaster. Mario Tennis Fever, cool. Mario Tennis is fun.
So the best part about Mario Tennis Fever, hold on, let me see if I can find the screenshot of the box art. Can I get the box art here? Yeah, okay. So the best part about Mario Tennis Fever is the box art. Because I saw a tweet that said it looks like Bowser shit on the ground and is stomping in the shit.
Wait. Oh. No. Well, now you can't unsee it.
Yeah, no, he's waffle stomping because he's mad he has to be on the team with Mario.
That's fucking gross. All right.
That's the best. Yeah, that's the best part.
The new Yoshi game, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which is I'm like it's the book from the divorce game, hanging out with Yoshi now.
Absolutely. Yoshi's gonna get divorced because he doesn't do his taxes.
Yoshi's getting super divorced. Never mind Kirby. Yeah, cool. New Yoshi game. Always dope. I in the same way that I love Kirby's, whimsy and lighthearted nature and aggressive art styles. I love that Yoshi games are willing to go all out with that too. So that was cool. Bunch of stuff popped up. A couple of small things. I want to note one thing about. Did you see PapuCom?
I don't know.
PapuCom was the game where what if it was Splatoon mixed with Puyo Puyo? Bunch of kids.
I'm gonna go look at it, and I saw the direct live.
Okay,
and I'm looking at it.
So basically, like,
I don't know what the fuck this is.
Bunch of kids walking around. Splatoon Puyo Puyo. Bunch of kids, 2-player co-op walking around. You shoot from your gun into little puzzle slot shapes, and then when there's 3 of a color, they disappear. But it's an adventure.
Is a Puyo?
Puyo Puyo, the puzzle game with the little gels that stick to it next to each other. Okay. Well,
I'm looking at it.
Sure. There are puzzle games like the one I just described, or Puzzle Bobble is another one. You know the Bubble Bobble dinosaurs?
Yeah.
They shoot the little arrows, the little color balls, and then when multiple of them come together, they disappear.
Wow, I completely erased this game from my mind. That's crazy.
Okay. I bring this up to say that this game is not officially a license of any of those, and that's fucked up because any of those existing puzzle games should have done this. This just took their lunch because it's just a adventure game where you're doing the thing you do in any of those puzzle games where you have to match 3 together. It's kind of insane that the first people to think of this and try it in an adventure context are not Taito or not Konami or not any of the companies involved in Puyo or Puzzle Bobble or any of those things. That's nuts. That could have easily been by them. Anyway, that's just a really good idea taken.
Hey, do you see that Dual Shocker shit about Silent Hill F?
No, what's going on?
Fucking the guy who Dual Shockers got to review Silent Hill F went up on a Reddit and was just like talking about it a bunch. And when people were like, "Hey, are you supposed to do what? Aren't you under embargo?" And they were like, "Nah, man, the thing just says don't publish spoilers and told me the date for the review. I could talk about it." And people were like, I don't think that's what that fucking means." And they're like, no, it's fine. It was not what that fucking means. The person did not understand what the word embargo means. Literally didn't know what the word embargo means.
First time, huh?
Yeah.
Well, last time.
And no one told them. No one told them what the word embargo means, which is crazy. But I don't know about you, Wooly. I've gotten those emails. They're really clear. When I've gotten a code with an email and it has like
no.
It's really
there's a
clear.
wall of text and a signature attached that says I understand what this means for sure.
Oh, it's crazy.
Damn.
First and last time. Hell, that kicks ass.
all I saw was a thing of like James doing like an animation of James doing like a sidestep, and then the girl just kind of like fucking
she's
blinking left and right.
She's got moves.
And it's just like, yeah, evasive techniques are not comparable. Shout outs to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection trailer, which is the first trailer I've seen for a collection of games that doesn't tell you which games are in the collection.
It also has no blood. It was
just, I was like, oh, okay, so this is the part where you list out what's gonna, nope, all right, I guess nope. Go find out on your own. Hades 2 launch trailer 1.0, that thing was super sick, like fucking super.
Hey man,
giant.
I ended that direct like kind of bummed out, and then at the end I was like, what am I fucking stupid? Hades is coming out in like 2 weeks.
Hades 1.0, finally, let's go. Yeah, I've basically just been like, yeah, I don't want to. I'll wait for the 1.0 this time around, which was a lot faster too. Which of course,
they work, they
full size team and they know what they're doing. So
I got to the bottom and beat Kronos once in Hades 2 on the launch version. And I went, yep, that's enough. And that version of the game had way more shit in it than Hades 1's or first version of the game. It was way further along when they went into early access.
You gotta love that little trailer tagline, "Let's kill time."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Amiibos for Kirby Air Riders. Okay, so I think I'm looking at Hyrule Warriors now and how plot centric and content heavy these are, right? Which they have been from the jump. Like, it's not just Zelda Muso.
Yeah.
They're heavy with all of this. And it certainly does feel that, like, this is a sister franchise to do all the things that they're too coward to do in the mainline Zeldas. Is that assessment about correct?
I don't know about that.
No?
Like, as far as I am sitting around looking at Hyrule Warriors Goat Fucker Edition, I see a console-based Muso game running at 60 FPS in its own trailer, and I go, ooh, wow. It remains to be seen what sex pervert the devs behind this game didn't pay enough attention to when they weren't looking at it, and see what ends up in here. Because they like, I don't know if you saw that interview about Dynasty Warriors Origins where the director was like, I turned my back and all the Fujos on the team wrote a ton of gay shit when I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Like that's the actual statement.
Yeah.
Like, I did not realize, but a lot of the women on the team got really into writing it, and I how homoerotic it was until I like the near final version.
Ship
and
it.
so now we're dealing with like
Ship
Zelda
it.
going back in time to hang out with a bunch of hot goat men.
Ship it while you ship it.
Yeah. And it's like, who knows? Who knows what could happen?
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm liking this. I'm liking the idea of, all right, we've got our mainline Legend of Zelda. Oh, Triforce. We do the same thing and keep it generally safe. And then we got Hyrule Warriors, where anything goes.
Anything can happen.
Yes, yes. There you go. Just filter everyone over there. What else is going on?
What we need to know is that when Link wasn't looking, Zelda killed 5 million guys.
Stylishly.
Yeah.
Sign me the fuck up for a big dumb piece of plastic that lets me emulate 16 bad games. I am so excited for the Virtual
This
Boy.
was a wild thing to cover on the Direct, because there's a lot of people that are watching or listening to this right now who have never personally used a Virtual Boy.
Get hype.
I have used a Virtual Boy, and I know you have.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The Virtual Boy is, I know I say I exaggerate and I talk big. The Virtual Boy is, I'm not joking, I'm not doing an exaggeration, I'm not being sarcastic. It is the worst product of any kind I have ever used in my life. It is the only thing I have ever encountered that harmed everyone who used it immediately. Every single person that I have ever known to use a Virtual Boy became ill and in pain within like half an hour, 40 minutes.
I already know that, like, I haven't done it, but I was always a little suspicious of the, like, take your phone and put it in front of your eyes as a virtual thing, as a VR headset, like, replacement. Seems like it, I guess, works, but I'm like, I hope the brightness is not searing to the eye or so. Seems like this could go wrong depending on, you know, how they put in brightness and safety features and how the screen looks up close to you. But I sure as shit was not surprised at the end of that thing when they're like, this mandatory thing to use the games or whatever with the games, or you can get this cardboard one, will be available whatever or whenever. People seem to get really hype over Jack Bros. Couldn't tell you. I don't know. And the Wario game as well. Couldn't tell you. Don't know. But
it is a harmful device. But
for the most part, the Virtual Boy library, as far as my understanding and what I have played, is this is a premium collection of bad games. Please enjoy. Hey, any DS emulation coming anytime soon to the Switch too? Here's a fucking board Virtual Boy. You shut up.
Bro.
Hey, how about that dual screen that you think we could maybe get? You shut your fucking.
Bro, I would go fucking so nuts for DS or 3DS emulation on the Switch. I would go nuts.
Stab you with this fucking Master Sword. How dare you? Yeah, that's great. No one asked. No one wanted it. Here it is. You will never.
It hurts you. Like it harms you. I don't know how to anti-sell it more. Like, it will hurt you. It will hurt your eyes. Well, it will hurt your brain.
Well, just, you know that thing that happened every time you booted up Elden Ring and you got bleached the fuck out?
What if that moment was stretched out infinitely?
It crossed right in front of your eye.
Is unbelievable.
Like, you're booting
it's unbelievable.
up. Imagine you strap that shit on and then you boot up fucking Elden Ring or another Bandai Namco game that goes from dark to bright. Oh. Oh man. Wow, the potential. Yeah, flashbang yourself with the Switch too. Please, thank you, Nintendo. I don't know if you have any opinions on Fatal Frame 2 remake.
It's the best one. So that's the good one to do that too.
Okay. Did they do the first one? Or
Nope.
do you just skip right past that, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
The second one's the one.
Yeah, a bunch of other games coming back. And okay, so Pokemon Pokopia. Just want to say one, took you too long to make an Animal Crossing with your own little franchise of sorts, but as you do this type of game with these little Pokemon, it makes perfect sense. It's a cute little island world and all that. When you see a Ditto turning into a human and becoming your main character, you're just like, oh, that's proper horrifying. Here we go.
It's a lot of questions you have to answer.
There's a lot of questions to answer about that human Ditto. Yes, and I don't think that Pokopia will answer them.
Well,
but we'll see where it goes. It very cursed. But there is, I will say that when it zooms out of that village they're building and then it looks like a town from Red or Blue, I was kind of like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. You're building a location that would exist in the original Pokemon games. Essentially, is kind of what it looks like. So I was like, okay, sure. But yeah, we're going into uncharted, dangerous territory with human Dittos. That's no good.
I don't like it.
And then they showed off, some of that other stuff. You mentioned the Donkey Kong DLC, Danganronpa 2x2, yada yada. And a trailer for Resident Evil Requiem.
Kind of surprising that it's coming to the Switch too.
Well, it's a fully powered console that can keep up with the rest, right?
I mean, they say that.
Well, it's so far it's demonstrated to be capable.
I think what's much more interesting is the Team America World Police is getting a new video game, and they're calling it Dragon Quest 7 for some reason.
Oh yeah, the claymation style. That's pretty cool.
That game looks great.
That's really cool. I like the bold choice on the art there.
It looks like fucking Thunderbolts. It looks great.
They don't look like puppets to me. They look like claymation.
So they are puppets. They're literally scanned in puppets.
Because
they scanned in puppets and dioramas to get that look.
But you don't see the joints, I guess, right? You're not seeing the lips.
No, they just use like the model. Like they made a discrete puppet and then they rigged it.
That's a cool art style. That's a bold choice. I like that. And DQ7 was one of the good ones, right? It was 7, 9, and 13. Or 11?
Fucking no.
I feel like it was 7, 9, 13, 7, 9, 11.
13 something. Doesn't exist.
No, it's then 7, 9, 11 then. Or 9 and 11 are the two. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
Isn't 7, 9, 11 the good ones?
I believe so. The ones that people talked about.
They sure do. It's 8, man. It's 8.
Oh, okay. Toriyama art style.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave.
So that's a sequel to Three Houses.
The stinger at the end of that means that it's a sequel, right? That's what I took that to be.
That's Nothus. Yep.
I took that to be that.
And also that's why there's the poor kids, the cool queen lady, and the edgelord Alcar. Look, that'll be your 3 routes.
Mm-hmm.
But also, that nun has a pistol in that trailer. Did you catch that?
No.
There's hold on. Fire Emblem gun. In Fortune's Weave, I'm gonna send you a screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
In Fortune's Weave, there's an action shot of the Alucard guy fighting a nun, and she just has a fucking pistol.
Oh, that's a gun. Yeah. That is. It's not even like
It's
like a
not even like a
primitive gun
fancy
either.
or like sci-fi gun. It's like a Glock.
Yeah,
man. It's
that is not a primitive magic gun. Like that is
a metal gun that would fire metal bullets.
It has a stabilizer and safety.
Yeah,
on
no,
it.
it's a gun.
There are sights. That's crazy. Holy shit. Okay.
And I love that that's just tucked away in a tiny little trailer to be like, that's incredibly anachronistic.
Yeah, where does that fit onto the weapon triangle?
Gun.
where do we place that in the no, all right. Yeah, and I guess I don't know too much where it went to in the original game or so, but all the fights seem to be taking place in this gladiatorial arena.
It's not going to be the whole fucking
okay.
Society will crumble and it'll be a whole fucking
sure. When was Three Houses? How many years?
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Doesn't drop too often.
I'm excited for this. I really like Three Houses, though it had some flaws.
2019.
Liked it.
Yeah. That was pretty much it. I saw there was like a co-op, side-scrolling game called Stormlancers that popped up for a second, which was like anime style, and I was like, I really miss sprites. It was just a perfect example of like a game that is hearkening to an aesthetic that is retro style, kind of like anime stuff, but then the 3D is not going to sell that as well as some sprites would, you know?
I think that Stormlancers, the game I'm playing this Thursday as part of a sponsored stream, actually looks really good. And I think their decision to use 3D was a really smart one.
You have convinced me. I have changed my mind. I have seen the error of my ways, and I too am now supportive of this bold new 3D art style. Gorgeous.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It looks interesting, but we'll see.
All right.
That was super worth it. Just to see the tight smile on your face. That was super worth it.
All right.
I fucking love that reaction. That's so much fun.
Okay. Let's get some letters.
Hey, if you want to send in a letter, make it good, but also funny, but also not too funny because you're not as funny as you think you are. And send that to castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. That's castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com.
All right. Tobias says, hello, bloody hell, Wooly, and got a license for that pat. Been loving the recent dad talks as a man who's had a less than attentive father who I'm now estranged from. I don't think people give y'all enough credit for being such public excellent fathers. Well, hold on a minute now. We'll see how that goes. Pending. But thank you very much. Appreciate that.
No, you're doing a good job, and I know I'm doing a good job. I'll take that.
For now, says Homer. Love you guys, and the show and the work you put in is inspirational. Thank you very much. My question is what are your favorite volcano throwing / meth cooking bad dads in media? I mean, the volcano tosser is a pretty good one. You know, we reference Heihachi properly as often as we do because he's exemplary, but it makes it better that he has favored children that he actually just is nice to. So the fact that Reina exists means that it's not like he's mean to all of them equally. he's selectively shitty, which amplifies the distance of how bad it gets.
You know, girl dad things.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
The all-time greatest shitty father has got to be Gendo.
Gendo's top.
He's the fucking ultimate.
Gendo's top of the list. Yeah. It took Virgil a second to catch on to what was going on, and some stupid translation issues aside, he's pretty bad at it, but the level of being bad at it / absentee, then there is one thing, and then there's I am actively vindictive against you and using you and your emotional connection to me to further my ends. is like, ooh, you're gonna have a hard time beating our boy Gendo. I mean, there's a lot of people that just don't show up, right? Like, there's a lot of Dio
Oh
like,
man,
I'm barely even there.
Jing freaks.
Okay, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, that motherfucker's the worst.
I was thinking, I don't know much about what goes on in there except for the we're all gonna laugh. I heard that there's an all we're all gonna laugh at you moment, and whatever that is. But I have seen one thing so far. His first shot is when they're looking at the Greed Island tape, and then Jing goes, "Hey, God, do you want to meet me?" Well, shit. Truth is, I don't want to meet you though. And you're just like, what?
Hey, dude. So hey, listen. You know how you're like, I don't know much about Jing. Guess what? You know who else doesn't?
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. So there that is. Although that moment, I will say, huge shout out to Gon there, because then he goes, now, about your mother, and Gon just goes, stop. I don't care. I've got Mito. I don't want to know. Everything's fine. Fuck that. And I'm like, huh. Good shit, kid. The curiosity eating away at you, the curiosity did not eat away at you. You kind of just went, nah, I got my bonds. I'm fine with what I have. That's very respectful. That was a good ass moment.
There's a relatively famous description of Hunter x Hunter that I don't know if you've ever personally encountered, but Hunter x Hunter is the story of a little boy whose father leaves to go get cigarettes and never come back.
Mm-hmm.
And his son goes on a continent-spanning journey to find out about the joy of cigarettes. like that's Gon's personality. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's super strange.
But unfortunately, that does apply to like a lot of anime in general. Is like your dad was the greatest, whatever, and now you two can become the next one. And he was not around because he was so dedicated to being whatever that it consumed him, you know, or he disappeared into the ether because of whatever the job is. But you got to be the very best, though, you know. I remember when there was those theories that that Giovanni was Ash's dad for a while. That was some wild shit.
Something there.
Because then Ash's mom is hooking up with Giovanni. Like, what the fuck? You know, that was a crazy headcanon for a minute. But yes. I'm gonna go ahead and say we got Gendo at the top of that list. Sure.
He's the fucking worst. It's crazy how shit he is. It's crazy how awful he is. He's bad man.
I didn't even, that's the one, and that's why I'm like, to give 3 point, no, not 3.1, whatever, 4 3.0
plus 1.0, obviously,
to give 4, you know, it's,
no,
to give 4 its flowers. I will say that even though he didn't deserve it, he still gets his moment, and he's the only one who never did. And that's the part about it that I liked.
Fuck him. Fuck that asshole, bro.
Just like I can say that for a 4-armed unit 1 type with our boys hanging out playing piano together is the sickest shit ever. It's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen, no matter how dumb the rest of that is. Anyways.
No, Gendo's the worst. I like to think that like Heihachi was right about Kazuya. Because Kazuya is super, super evil. I don't know if all of that is about climbing back up.
Yeah. But then
he's also infused with the devil, like the literal devil.
Yeah, but then there's Jin and the body counts, and you're kind of like, whatever the level of evil Kazuya is up to, you just don't have the numbers on the leaderboard that Jin does.
You know which one isn't evil? Reina. She's morally gray.
She is pretty cute.
I'd say that.
There was an attempted torch pass to the Swede, and it didn't work, you know?
Well, it would light his fucking hair on fire. All the fucking hairspray and product he's got to put in that shit.
Yeah. And, you know, and then you have your comically bad dads like Goku and Ken Masters, who are, you know, they're fine. They're just not as present as they ought to be because fighting is fun.
You know, one of my favorite pieces of fan art of Goku ever is Goku with like reading glasses on and over a bunch of paperwork, and Gohan sees him and he has, Dad, are you doing our taxes? He goes, don't tell your mother I know how to do this.
Good times.
I love it.
All right, let's take one over here. A Swedish peasant asks regarding the Fatal Frame 2 remake. Hail and well met, Lords of Castle Freak Beast. With another version of Fatal Frame 2 upcoming, it continues to be the only game from the PS2 trilogy that's easy to access. Since it's standalone, I feel that Koei Tecmo could have just called it Fatal Frame Crimson Butterfly Remake and dropped the number from the title. I feel like this would be a justifiable case encouraging game purchases by hiding the sequel stank. Am I onto something, or should a remake stay true to its original title?
Oh, I totally agree. They've made no effort to bring over 1 and 3 to any console or system at ever any point.
I don't know anything about it, but I'll say that the reason why I disagree is because you can remake something to be way better than its original, and to take that possibility away from you seems a bit silly. So why not just like keep it faithful, so that if you felt like making one a remake but making it good, you could always do that.
Good.
You know?
Yeah, no, I understand.
You could do it. You could always do it again with a number, but just make it not suck instead of making it suck. That's all you have to do. You know?
People are pointing out that Fatal Frame 2 has also already been remade once before.
While the others have not at all.
No, it's the good one.
It's one of those ones. Yeah, it's the one.
I mean, like,
got it. Yeah. All right, and one last one here. Hello, Elder Wooly and Elder Pat. Recently saw Book of Mormon on tour when it came to my city. One thing I didn't expect was the amount of people who left early because they didn't do research into what the musical actually was.
Wait, what?
I did the same thing for Heathers, but was pleasantly surprised when it was a dark comedy despite the preppy girl poster. Have you ever gotten blindsided by something like this and 180 your expectations? So no. On the level, I guess what more interesting than that is the idea of walking out. To which I'm like, have you ever? I'm thinking the better question here is, have you ever walked out of something?
I've walked out of something.
I'm trying to think. Like, I feel I felt close to walking out of Underworld, but I didn't. Because
what? Underworld rules.
Oh fuck! I'm not.
Underworld's great.
Oh my god!
Jake Beckinsale's so hot in it.
Oh
What
my
are you
god!
talking about?
I came out of that thing so angry, and I felt like,
what are you, stupid?
We cross a threshold. Mid Underworld. I felt it crossed where I'm like, I have to stay here in order for the hatred to be righteous. Right? And I also felt it when I saw Terminator Salvation. Right?
I was there. I remember seeing you gearing up to leave, but we were all like, oh no, this is shit.
No, you have to stay so that the hatred will be righteous. You gotta write it out. Oh my god, I was so upset. I can't think of like actually walking out though, especially after paying for a ticket. At a certain point, you gotta know. Yeah.
I know I've walked out of something, but I can't remember what it was. I walked out of one movie. And I can't remember what it was.
And like the thing is too is like, now when you're in a world where like it's content, you know what I mean? Like you have a place to vent and talk about how bad that was.
Oh yeah, no. If I'm sitting here and watching some dog shit, like I have to finish it so I can come here and talk.
Exactly. You know, in a previous life, that was not the case. That was just suffering for suffering's sake for no one. You know.
Yeah. Now it's for you, dear listener.
Yeah. Little did I know that taking photos of me every half hour playing Devil May Cry 2 would have become content years later.
Yeah.
That was worth it.
You know, I was thinking about Silent Hill F and how like Silent Hill F is like apparently really good. And the F can be a stand-in for 5. Right? So they're similar to Silent Hills. The S could be a stand-in for 5.
Okay.
And it was like, it's kind of sucks to the people who made like Homecoming and Downcoming and all that their games suck. And then I sat there and I was talking to Paige and I was like, Man, thank God Silent Hill Homecoming sucked, because like that defined like a huge proportion of my life. Like literally every single thing in my entire life would be different if Silent Hill Homecoming didn't suck shit.
I mean, like I was about to say that, like I remember telling you years ago that I sat down on this project when it came into the office, and the project folder and build title was SHV.
Yeah, and then they fucking took that shit off, didn't they?
And I was like, oh, I don't really know much, or I'm not big on this franchise, but interesting. So this is 5, is it? You know? And yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
there was a point where that stopped being the case, but it was actually called SH5.
Yeah, well, get fucked.
Incredible.
5, 6, 7, and 8 have had their the implied numbers decanonized. Isn't that crazy?
You know what? Shout outs to Requiem, right? Shout outs to putting that number out there and finding a way to just make a goofy, now we have to guess what the word is going to be with the letters every time. You know, embrace your high number. Don't be embarrassed by it.
I wanted Resident Evil 9 to be a remake of Resident Evil 6, and I wanted it to be called Resident Evil SIX.
Yeah, I made that joke. We made that with the IX9. We did that before.
That's what I wanted.
We did it. Yeah. But no, full on, just embrace the fucking high numbers with that giraffe getting head. Never forget.
That giraffe's really, really choking on it too. It's fucking in there.
Who's getting the best head? Is it the Resident Evil 6 logo is getting the best head?
I remember a long time ago on a stream, somebody was like, "I don't see it." I'm like, "What do you not see?" He's like, "I don't see the giraffe getting head." I'm like, "How do you not? How can you not see the giraffe just deep balling it?"
It's been too long. Too many people here don't know. Go back and look at the logo for Resident Evil 6 and just see a bipedal giraffe is getting head. Like deep. It's getting in there.
I don't know how that logo made it all without someone somewhere going, looks like a giraffe's getting topped off here. What the fuck's going on?
I mean, like the giraffe is leaning back, like whoa, you know, the giraffe is saying chill.
The fucking Resident Evil 6 logo is more explicit than the cover for Sabrina Carpenter's Man's Best Friend album.
You know, it's barely implied. You can see the hand on the top of the head. You can see the arm that's getting ready to work it, you know. I'm telling you, man, RE6. All time. That's way up there. Good stuff. Never forget. All right. That'll do.
Have a good week, everybody.